Good afternoon. It is 3:01. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. Today, the 2026 Masters Tournament kicks off at Augusta National down in Georgia. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy currently lead the way at 5 under after their first round. Several golfers are still participating, including Scotty Scheffler. And Tennessee basketball news today. Former Tennessee big man J.P. Estrella is transferring to the reigning national champs as he puts on the maize and blue to join Michigan and Dusty May. Rick Barnes and the Vols getting a visit from a pair of players in the transfer portal this weekend. Loyola Chicago center Miles Rubin and Cal guard Day-Day Ames. Rubin averaged 11 points and 7 rebounds and 2 blocks per game as a junior, while Ames averaged 17 points, shot 46% from the field, 37% from three-point range, and 85% from the foul line. Lady Vols got their second transfer portal commit today from Northern Arizona. Guard Naomi White, who was named the Big Sky Freshman of the Year after averaging just under 21 points per game last season. White pairs up with Liberty guard Avery Mills as Kim Caldwell tries to rebuild her team. For Foundation Repair, whatever needs you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home of the Titans and Balls. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Britt Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. The Masters is underway. We'll talk about it. NFL Draft 2 weeks away from today. All kinds of transfer portal news. The Lady Vols now have 3 players. They almost have 5, Babs.
Almost. Almost.
2 transfers and a freshman. 2 turntables and a microphone. Is about what that is. But we'll tell you about that. Another 3-point shooter, though. So at least she's going that route. Both of the transfers had more 3-point made baskets than anyone on the Lady Vols roster this year. So you can tell what she's trying to do. But yes. We'll see. Also,
fix past mistakes.
I don't know if y'all have dug into the A to Z Sports Draft Simulator, but it's so much fun.
It's fun.
It's so much fun. And I
you
never
can do
stop.
Trades and
I never stop. I'm like, this will be the official Britt Doherty Draft Simulator draft. And then I'm like, well, I don't like how that turned out. So then I keep going.
That was only a B. Let me go try again.
That is. So coming up today, 4:20, Greg Cosell. We're going to talk about quarterbacks with Cosell, the best film evaluator in football. Yeah. We thought we might talk about Ty Simpson, Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, Mendoza. We haven't really even talked about Mendoza because everybody knows where he's going and all those things. But
I know, it's kind of funny, isn't it?
I want to get his film evaluation of him, though. You know? Who has the best wide receiver film? Tight end Eli Stowers. We talked about this yesterday. Rap Sheet has him, has some teams looking at Eli Stowers as a wide receiver because he has Mike Evans size. Like he's like a big wide receiver size. But he's athletic like that. I mean, freakishly athletic combine numbers.
Which is funny because at an SEC program, an SEC coach said, I don't know how to use him. Yeah. Or I don't know where to play him.
So they did well with him.
In a positive way, right?
Yeah. Also want to hit Cosell with offensive guard Emmanuel Pregnon because people have been talking about him potentially at 35, and it came first from Stoney Keeley that I heard. He sat in here and said that. Outside of Sonny Styles, which inside linebacker players had the best film? Because they're going to draft one, at least. So we'll talk with Greg Cosell about all of those things. Big Savagery, Raone Foster at 5:20, and we'll go from there. I do want to let y'all know that Babs is emceeing a very important event tonight, and we'll be headed out early.
Favorite charity event ever.
Rally on the Runway.
Yes, benefiting pediatric cancer research. All of the funds go strictly to research for pediatric cancer, which I don't know if you know, but 1 in 47 kids are diagnosed with cancer every year, which is insane.
Yeah.
And Big Jeff, this is his thing. This is his event. He's the chairperson of it. if you go back, if you're an old school Titans fan, it started with Jarrell Casey back in the day. Carl Klug was involved. Do you remember those guys? And then Kevin Byard took it over for Jarrell Casey, and then Big Jeff took it over for Kevin Byard. So I think this is year 3 of Big Jeff taking it over. But he does a great job, so it's amazing. He gets some of his teammates together. Some former Titans, Blaine Bishop and Keith Bullock, are going to be there walking the runway with kids who are actively battling cancer right now, going through chemo, going through treatment. It breaks my heart every year. There's always at least one child who is supposed to walk the runway who cannot because either they're too sick from treatment or immune system is just not in a great place, and so they got to keep them safe, and that just every single year there's at least one that can't make it, and it absolutely breaks your heart.
So look up Raone on the runway, and you can give. They've got ways for you to give. And
they have a silent auction that you don't have to be at the event. You can be a part of that too. So if you want to go online and just check it out, I should know the website by heart because I have been. I think there was no rally COVID year, and then 1 year beach volleyball fell on the same date as Rally on the Runway. But other than that, I think I've emceed this and hosted this event for like the last decade, like 10 years running. And Elaine Kay is the one who started it because her son ended up being diagnosed with a super rare form of cancer and they had no treatment for it. And that's why she started this. And one of my favorite stories from Rally was last year or the year before. But one of the moms that spoke, her child was cured because of a research project that found a treatment and a cure through Rally on the Runway. It was funded completely by Rally.
That's incredible.
The Rally organization.
So while you look up the website, Slay is running a little bit late. He'll be here in just a second, but he will be involved as well because you have these kids walk the runway.
Yes.
In front of all these people and everyone in attendance, and they walk with a celebrity. Mm-hmm. And so Slay is doing that this year.
Slay's one of our, we've kind of opened it up a little bit this year. So take some of the onus off of Big Jeff a little bit because he's in charge of getting his teammates to come walk the runway. And so we kind of opened it up for celebrities this year. And I determined that Ron Slay is certainly a celebrity, right?
No question. Who else is involved in terms of walking?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I mean, we got it. I never know. Big Jeff lets us know.
There were a couple of outside the box guys like Slay too, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it'll be good. It'll be fun.
We'll have a full report tomorrow on how it went, and I guarantee
you are going this year. This will be your first time.
It will.
To be in attendance. It's we call it the Rally Bug.
Yeah.
Because you fall in love with these kids and you fall in love with this cause, and then you get the Rally Bug, and you just want to do everything you can to make it to where these kids don't have to go through this harsh chemo treatment and all of the things that they have to go through. It's basically helping to find better cures and better treatments for these kids.
Love it.
Yeah.
So Rally on the Runway tonight. So 5 o'clock hour will be me and
it's
Zeph.
rallyfoundation.org is where you can go check it out.
Rallyfoundation.org.
Yes. So I got to leave here a little bit early tonight to go get things organized. We'll chat with Big Jeff too. We'll see what he says. They are in the building doing some conditioning work and training work, right? So we'll see what he says the vibe is.
Absolutely love it. Masters is underway, and there is no Tiger. There is no Phil. First time since 1994 that neither one of those guys was in the field. There are 91 competitors. Play began at 6:40 a.m. our time. Going into the tournament, the top 5 favorites to win were Scotty Scheffler, who is 3 under par through 8 holes of play today.
Pretty good.
John Rahm, looking for Rom Dog here. He was doing well early, but I'm scrolling.
Scrolling.
I think I'm going to have to come back to John Rahm. Bryson DeChambeau was plus 1,000. Rory McIlroy plus 1,300. Rory McIlroy is tied for the lead, as a matter of fact. Did you find John Rahm, Zeph?
I'm looking. I cannot find him on the leaderboard. Maybe he's not there.
Maybe he went to a putt-putt competition instead. Rory McIlroy, as I said, tied for the lead, and Xander Schauffele is 2 under par. He is right there in it. That is who I bet to win, Xander Schauffele. So today, Sam Burns and Rory McIlroy both 5 under par, 67. They are currently in the lead in the clubhouse. Jason Day, Patrick Reed, Justin Rose, among others, at 3 under par. Scotty Scheffler at 3 under par. He's still on the course. He's on hole 9. Xander Schauffele at 2 under 70 today. Jackson Harrington from Dixon, Tennessee, plays golf at the University of Tennessee, plus 4 today, 76. 4 birdies, 6 bogeys, and a double. He was very active on the course. You found Rom?
Yeah, he's 4 over through 10.
Dang.
So is
he was the second favorite to win.
Yeah, he's not having a good day.
Listen, it's day one.
You know who else didn't have a good day?
That might be too far, though.
I will say, you can't win it on day one, but you sure as hell can lose it on day one.
That is definitely true.
You know who else had a really bad opening round? Bryson DeChambeau. He was also plus 4. He finished his first round. But, I mean, we had it on while we were prepping for the show. I mean, he was overshooting the green on like every hole. And you could see the frustration kind of building up in his face. And like he was kind of kicking himself.
Yeah.
And I think he started getting in his own head and it kind of made the shots even worse. So, see if Bryson can bounce back.
Tennessee had 7 players enter the portal. Troy Henderson came back. One of those 6 remaining players has chosen a school. We'll tell you about it when we come back. Also, the Lady Vols with another commitment. If you want in, 615-737-1045. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport. Slay will be here momentarily. 3HL 1045 The Zone. 3HL 1045, The Zone. Britt Doherty, Don Davenport with you. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What up?
Can holler at us, 615-737-1045. If you would like to watch the show live, you can. YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Karen says, afternoon, everyone. Afternoon, Mayor, Babs, Zeph.
Hi.
Karen says, can we talk about getting rid of Levis? I mean, it's happening.
Yes, we can. He gone.
I don't know what else to say about that.
Well, here's the problem. He's not worth anything. I'm sorry, Levis. He's coming off of shoulder surgery. So you have no idea. Other teams have no idea what his injury situation is.
All they know is the crazy ass plays that he has put on film. He has an NFL arm. You can fall in love with the arm. And a lot of guys in that league have such high egos that they could be like, oh, I can fix it. And honestly, the weird plays like the flip backs and the behind the back stuff and all this weird stuff that he does, I mean, that's going to get fixed, right? Just through maturity and reps, I would guess. That's why I keep thinking, like, Levis is going to pop up like 5 years from now and, like, somebody's going to get hurt and he's going to go in and he's going to have some success.
I absolutely see it happen.
It's just not going to be here.
But it's not going to be here.
No.
But it's going to happen. I mean,
You signed Trubisky to a 2-year deal.
I'm just hoping they can get something for him. My concern is he's worth nothing right now. Do you keep him, let him play in the preseason, maybe show some potential, and then get a 6th out of him? Or a 7th? I mean, but every team knows you're about to cut him. He's about to go.
I've got a question about Levis.
What is your question, Zeffy?
Do you think he should try to throw left-handed? Honestly, that's a joke that I'll tell about myself in a little bit. But, no, his arm's not the problem.
Where would you put him looking at this year's quarterback prospects, who we're going to talk with Greg Cosell about coming up at 420?
Like, would you rather have him
Would you rather have Will Levis, or let's take the top 2 guys out of it. Let's take Mendoza.
Because Mendoza and Ty Simpson, you're going to take them.
Yeah, let's take
Drew
Mendoza.
Drew Aller might be Will Levis. Everybody's like talking about his arm, you know? And he's got all the intangibles, the measurables, and all these things, but he makes mistakes in big moments.
Would you?
That's an interesting question.
Would you rather have Drew Aller or Will Levis?
He had played, so maybe the ceilings.
And he's not coming off his shoulder surgery?
I've seen the
but you know what he is coming off of?
I've seen the circus stuff with Will Levis. I've seen it.
He's coming off a major lower leg injury.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Went into ACL.
Garrett Nussmeier, another guy that played hurt last year.
Oh, man. I think I'd rather have Will Levis
than Nussmeier?
I just don't know about Nussmeier.
Well, that's... that's
but
the intrigue for me.
You know about Will Levis, though.
You know about Will Levis, yes.
But you can make the argument he played behind an absolutely dismal bonk A offensive line. He didn't have... who are his weapons? I feel like I've blocked
Will
all
Levis
of Will
here?
Levis out. Yeah.
Who did he have?
DeAndre?
Do you want to do...
He had DeAndre Hopkins.
You want to do 2024?
Yeah.
2024 when he was the starter?
Yes. Let's do 2024 starter Will Levis. We know how bad that offensive line was. Offensive line was garbage.
Vandy Man AD2, does Aller do Cobra poses? Come on, man.
So he had Tony Pollard and Tyjae Spears as his running backs.
Okay.
His wide receivers were Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley,
and DeAndre
Hopkins to start the year. And then he lost DeAndre Hopkins. And then Nick Westbrook-Akine was that wide receiver 2, really.
You know what's coming. I love NWI.
Yeah. Okay, here was his starting offensive line.
What did he have?
In terms of games started.
Did he have 7 catches last year?
Yeah, it was bad.
I thought for sure that he was going to go somewhere and be a solid.
He had rookie J.C. Latham.
Yeah. At left tackle.
Peter Skoronski as left guard.
Second year.
So he had his center, Lloyd Cushenberry, got hurt halfway through the season. So
it was garbage anyway.
It was a mix between Cushenberry and Brunskill.
Daniel Brunskill.
Oh, my gosh.
Hey, I like this game.
Who was on the right side?
Dylan Radins and Nicholas Petit Frere.
Oh, gosh.
NPF.
I mean,
Dylan
you
Radins.
can absolutely make the argument that maybe Will Levis just needs even a decent offensive line to not make boneheaded
That's
decisions.
where I was trying to give him some grace is like he knew there was about to be a car wreck in less than 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's going to be involved. Like he was a crash test dummy.
I mean, you can't get that out of your brain.
Right. So that speeds everything up and makes you, throw behind the back, backwards.
Or maybe makes
laterals.
you make very poor decisions.
NPF. And then Dylan Radins leaves to go to the Saints to become a backup.
Yeah.
Your boy.
Okay.
North Dakota State.
I told y'all from the get-go.
Back to Levis versus prospects. Carson Beck.
Oh, man. Carson Beck, man. If you look at mock drafts, he's still around in like the 6th round, 7th. I'm not a Carson Beck fan
No,
at
not
all.
at all.
At all.
For numerous reasons. Play on the field and personality off it.
Dude, for me, it's like the very first shot of the game when he's on the field, he gets under center, and the camera goes close up on him, and he looks completely lost. I don't know what it is about that guy.
Maybe he's really an alien in a human's body.
Here we go.
Just add that to the conspiracy theory.
Yeah, Bab sent us one today.
I did about aliens, right?
Yeah, there was like what did you say? There was like a 4 football field spaceship underwater that goes 200 miles an hour that the Navy knows about. And
yes.
They have no idea of the machinery because it's way more advanced than anything we've seen.
Like submarines go, like 40 miles per hour?
But I'm also like, well,
and this thing goes 200 miles
If y'all know it's down there, why don't you go get it?
Or go look at it.
Let's wage war.
No, let's not wage war.
Let's not wage war with the aliens.
Well, how do you know anything about what they can do?
Dude, I've seen enough.
See movies.
I've heard conspiracy theories.
Listen, maybe,
I'm out.
Maybe we paint the aliens as like very violent figures and super intelligent and all this stuff. Maybe they're not. Maybe they're like cavemen that don't know how to do anything and they just got lucky with some scientists that built all their ships.
Hey, listen, have you seen all these scientists that have now disappeared or ended up dead?
Oh my gosh. Tom.
I'm telling you, they're all doing research on alien stuff.
Also, how do people just disappear?
I don't know.
How did those Kit Kats disappear? Did we ever find the Kit Kats that were going from Italy to Poland? 700,000 of these things just disappeared off a truck.
And
well, the truck disappeared too.
Kit Kat even has a website where you can go put in your VIN number from the back of your Kit Kat to see if your bar is from one of the stolen trucks. How about that? We need an update on that.
Kit
Where's
Kat is
Wetzel?
beefing up security.
I would imagine.
Over 12 tons. Oh, they've dropped the number down to 413,000 bars.
Brycer said Mayor can volunteer his butt for the alien test.
I'll go down there. Where do you think this is? Do they even...
Isaiah Wilson really put in the chat, aliens don't want to mess with East Nashville.
Maybe that's why they went underwater.
He's nasty.
Maybe that's why they went underwater. They're like, oh, these people. We don't have to worry about them.
God, there's a bunch of idiots in this human race. We're out of here.
615-737-1045 is the number at the RHL 1045. JP Estrella going to Michigan.
Thoughts? Emotions?
Good luck.
Bandwagon.
feeling?
Good luck to
Bandwagon. No, I'm just kidding.
Good luck to him. I mean, where would you go? If you were in the NIL and you could pick any school, where would you go? If you were a big man.
For basketball?
Yeah, I mean, they utilize the big man there.
Yeah. I'd go to Duke,
Arizona.
but that's me.
Arizona. What you would go to? Okay, take favoritism out of it.
I'm just saying. They've got some top-notch big men over the years.
I would say Arizona. Tommy Lloyd.
Why Arizona?
Because one, Arizona is better than Michigan in terms of location. Not the schools.
I was going to say,
in
they
terms
just
of
won the national title and beat Arizona.
How about
in
weather?
terms of weather, location.
Yeah.
But the Canadian part of you doesn't
No, I'm
make
not
you want to
Canadian.
go into the snow?
No. I would rather be in Arizona than Michigan in terms of that. If you're still going to get paid the same. Tommy Lloyd does a good job, so you know you're always going to be competitive and in contention for a national championship. He does really well with big men over there.
What
in
is
Arizona.
Tucson like? Anybody been to Tucson?
I have. Didn't they do spring training there? I think we went as kids.
Yeah, they do spring training in Arizona. I'm not sure exactly where, but
Well, it's more Scottsdale.
Tucson, here we come.
so that
oh
that
my
would
gosh,
be.
if any of y'all can name that movie. Tucson, here we come.
Is that the original Vacation?
Nope.
Also, I'm.
Romy and Michelle's high school reunion.
My gosh, Babs.
I don't think I've ever seen
Out
that.
of all the movies you haven't seen, and you've seen that one, that's what's her name? Lisa Kudrow.
Yes.
You know, Lisa Kudrow is
I
actually.
invented Post-it.
She's actually brilliant. She went to Vassar.
I don't really.
Yeah, I know things.
I could see that with her.
Yeah.
Like just oddly brilliant.
Yep. JP
I
Estrella.
have been to Tucson. I worked a game there when Rich Rod was the head coach there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Rich.
And it
Rod.
was 100. It was the first. It was first or second game of the season, and it was like 125 degrees on the field.
Rich Rod should have taken the Alabama job when he was offered and did take it, and then had to sleep on it, and then woke up and didn't take it, and that gave us Nick Saban.
And
That is a
college
true
football
story.
Will never be the same.
That is the true story, kids.
Yep.
Rich Rodriguez had the Alabama job, said yes, but wanted to sleep on it, woke up the next morning and turned it down and stayed at West Virginia. And they went to Nick Saban with the Miami Dolphins and went back to him after he had already said, I'm not leaving Miami, and got mad about it. Remember that?
Yeah.
Got mad at the reporter that asked him. And then what'd he do?
Left.
JP Estrella at Tennessee, last year to this year, 4.7 points per game to 10. He went from 2.7 rebounds to 5.4, so doubled his rebound production. He had some leverage.
Slay didn't like my Arizona pick. I can't do cold weather,
He
Slay.
just wrote Arizona over Michigan, question mark.
I don't do cold weather, Slay.
Tennessee basketball has 2 visitors scheduled. The men. Cal transfer guard, is it Day Ames?
I think so.
Averaged 16.9 points per game, had 20 or more 12 times. Loyola transfer forward Miles Rubin in Knoxville this weekend averaged 11.3 points and 7.1 rebounds. But here's where he is valuable. 2.3 blocks per game.
You know who that sounds like?
Yep.
Felix Akpara.
He has started
Good replacement there.
100 college basketball games. He's 6'10", 220. He has, in 103 games played, he has 237 block shots. That's a big man.
Tennessee does need those.
615-737-1045. Again, coming up at 4:20. Greg Cosell, NFL Films, NFL Matchup. Here's a theory for y'all. This is from Stoney Keeley. Oh, Babs is going to love this. Stoney just texted me. He said, here's a theory for y'all. Science fiction has been conditioning us for the acceptance of alien life for more than 100 years.
Oh, boy.
Are we to that point now where, like, if just aliens just popped up over here on Division, we'd be like, okay, there's aliens. They're real. Okay. Where's he going? Neighbors?
I mean,
I saw a
imagine
tweeter.
how many phones would be pulled out on that.
I saw a tweet earlier today about aliens. It was like, so if the aliens invaded Earth and we had to send someone to negotiate, who are we sending? And the quote tweet was Kirk Cousins' agent.
Yes. No doubt.
See, I was going to say Morgan Freeman.
Oh, I definitely
but Kirk
immediately
Cousins'
thought
agent?
about Kirk Cousins' agent.
What
yeah.
is his number? 334 or something like that? And 332 of it has been guaranteed?
I don't know, something ridiculous. The man has won, one playoff game in his career? Is that what the number is? I need to look that up.
But
Double
he's
fact
so
check.
likable, Zeph.
I think he's boring.
He goes to great clips.
He has one playoff
He's
win
boring.
in his career.
One playoff win.
During 2019, they won in overtime versus the Saints.
In overtime, too.
He's
Oh,
only
bless his
only
heart.
been to the playoffs. He's only had 4 playoff games. And he's 1-3.
Nobody feels sorry for him.
And I know that's not a quarter. I know that's not a single player stat, it's a team stat, but
$344 million. I want to know more about that game. Did he try to lose it? Is that why it went to overtime?
Let me look up that game. What year is this? What did I say?
You love Kirk
2019?
Cousins. Kirk Cousins was in. What was he in? He was on. What's that show? NFL. The preseason show where they go behind the scenes.
Hard Knocks.
Hard Knocks, the
Jeez.
training camp.
Yeah, Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
He was in that show. He was so boring. He was in the quarterback show.
It was the quarterback show that you're talking
That's
about.
what I'm talking about.
But
Okay.
he's so likable.
He's a
and
great
Joe
clip.
Burrow is not boring. That is
No.
an odd duck right there.
You want to know
Yeah.
his box score
He's
from this
entertaining.
game?
Yes, the one playoff win for Kirk Cousins and his $344 million.
He went 19 of 31,
Okay.
242 on the yards,
Okay.
1 touchdown, no interceptions, had 2 sacks. Outdueled Drew Brees, who had 208 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Freaking all-star, man.
I want to know how that game went to overtime. Did he come up with a drive and put the game in overtime, or did he get sacked and fumbled and the Saints?
Let's look at the play-by-play. The Saints did tie the game on
late.
a field goal with a minute 53 left, and then the Vikings couldn't go down and score, but then they did in overtime.
Okay.
So
Hey, man.
he got two chances to go and score, and only.
As Tupac
Not one
said,
to
if
do.
you got it, better flaunt it. But he flaunts it by going to great.
Now-
Nothing wrong with great clips. I'm just saying, it's almost like he was trying to play into I'm a boring guy.
No, I think he's just a boring guy. I don't think he's trying to play into anything.
Man, he's going to be the old guy wearing buddies.
Buddies?
Yeah.
What's that?
Like random brandless white tennis shoes
Oh, okay.
that you can get for like $19.99 or whatever.
Yeah.
We used to call those buddies.
Oh, okay.
Buddies.
Hey, by the way, buddy over there. So my Mr. Babs had a work party today, like a
Yes.
master's work party, which, yes, you have your master's sweatshirt on. I've got my master's green shirt on. We are all about the masters
I didn't
around
know
here.
we were supposed to wear green today.
It's the Masters. Why would you not? It's like a national holiday.
That's
on,
St.
Jeff.
Patrick's Day.
No, it's the Masters.
I have one thing that's green, and I wore it for St. Patrick's Day.
I wore this on St. Patrick's Day.
See?
need to help you out. But anyway,
His company, number one, their facility is incredible. They're over in Cool Springs. But
yeah,
they were so creative with everything that they did.
I know. And it makes me want to be a party planner even more.
Him and Erica Hamlet. And her father-in-law is a guy that some people listening will know. And if you know him, you love him. Her father-in-law is Con Hamlet, who taught Latin at Good Pasture forever.
Really?
Yes. And he was a wrestler back in the day when they were traveling from city to city before WWE and all this stuff. Like he had
before it hit big.
yeah,
kind of
so
thing.
he worked with, that's what he would always say. I worked with this guy instead of I wrestled this guy or whatever. I worked with this guy.
Huh.
And he worked with some of those guys that became superstars and when wrestling hit big.
How crazy is that?
Jeff Jarrett could tell the story better than me with his family and his own experience. But Con did that, and then he became a teacher at Good Pasture and taught Latin, which I used to make fun of him. I'm like, why are you going to teach why'd you choose to teach a dead language? And so he was like, you're showing your ignorance by asking that question. But I thought it was funny. So he was also a golf coach and won like a state championship or two. And Erica reminded me today that he was golf coach of the year in the state of Tennessee multiple times.
Are you serious?
Never played a round of golf in his life.
What?
And I'm like, and we did sports talk radio together.
Sometimes those that can't do teach.
So we did sports talk radio together, me and him and Duncan Stewart.
Oh my gosh.
Over on 1510 WLAC. And so all these stories would come out, but I was like, how are you the golf coach of the year in the state of Tennessee multiple times? You've never played around. He said, I can add. He adds scores. Like, this guy's better than this guy. You go play.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It's really funny.
Well, as simple as that.
That's
So
Hey,
it's
this guy's
funny-
better than him. So
It's
go
funny
ahead.
how life is the Matrix, because I didn't know
I
that.
know.
So her husband is Roger Hamlet, which is Con Hamlet's son. And I haven't seen Roger in a long time, since Con's funeral, I think. Rest in peace. But, yeah, I saw her at your husband's party today.
That's so funny. Yeah, by the way, CBI Workplace Solutions, if any of you need office furniture or church furniture, school furniture, big, stuff like that, hit me up and I'll get you in touch with my husband because that is what they do and they do it really, really well. But the whole point of this story was we were like chatting and somebody came up that listens to the show and was like, hey, Mayor, do you know so-and-so or whatever, this time at Tennessee? And Mayor was like, yeah, I was there 91 and 97. And I'm like, what?
Well, it was really 96. December of 96.
But then I was like, it just caught me off guard. I'm like, I've worked with you now for almost 10 years. I've known you for almost 20. And I'm like,
yeah,
you were in college for almost 7 years, dude? I had no idea.
I mean, it was August of 91 to December of 96.
Okay, that's still a bit. I mean, I
Lots of
was
people-
98 to 02.
Lots of people go that long to college.
Yeah, they're called doctors
You see how we set each other up right there.
and
Slay Dog.
lawyers.
What up, dog?
Slay Dog is here.
What's happening, man?
Welcome
quite
into Frivolity and Hijinks.
That's quite some time, yo.
Did you know that he was at Tennessee for that long?
91 to 96.
Nah, I remember him telling me he was there for a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of years. I never left.
Yeah, like it wasn't no
I didn't leave and go back.
It was like you had to
When did you finally decide it's time to graduate?
I woke up one day and I was like, I just kind of looked around and just kind of took a mental image of all the people that I knew at Tennessee. And I was like, all my friends are gone. Maybe I should
Y'all
get out of here.
graduated.
Yeah, make new friends again.
Maybe I should get out of here.
You were the original, COVID senior.
I literally had a buddy I'm still sitting in Andy Holt Apartments, which is no longer there anymore. And my buddy is out making like $60,000 a year, which in 1996 was a lot of money.
ton.
It's still good.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here in a dorm eating ramen.
Yeah, you ain't living.
I was
You was
L-I-V-I-N.
that's exactly. You was having a party. Party in life, though.
You know the other funny thing that
Vandy Man AD. I must be a doctor too then because I was in school as long as Mayor.
y'all, I went to summer school.
I wouldn't have left.
I went to summer school every summer. So,
I did too.
so I got out in 4, but that included summers.
But I'm 91 to 96, and I went to summer school twice.
Okay, that's bad.
But when you were trying to make up for what you didn't do.
Well,
in the year.
one time I went to Belmont. I came home because I was delivering pizzas and stuff, and I was like, well, let me go knock out French over at Belmont. So I did.
You was just all around school. Like, okay, that's what's up. Like,
I was in the portal.
How about this?
Sounded like you invented
Yeah,
the
it was.
transfer portal.
We're in the portal.
You invented the extra COVID years. Well, Slay, how long did it take you to graduate?
Hey, listen,
Oh, yeah,
mine
well.
was, I can't even put all my years. You know what? I can't go look at my transcript. I'll let y'all know when we get back.
Oh my gosh, please pull up your
Can
transcript.
I guess? Because
Can
I
we
think you told me
please?
one time.
I told you how long it took.
Yeah, but you were grinding. This was a different
Yes.
different deal.
No,
I mean,
but I could
he
have
was-
graduated in the 4 years.
Well, yeah, but
Let's pull up your transcript and
you were
count
concentrated,
how
to be fair,
many,
concentrate on something else.
how many electives you took
Okay.
Well, he
and
took,
name them. Although it might take the entire show.
all of our electives
least
are the
20
same at Tennessee.
Me and
I
yours?
took walking. I took racquetball.
See,
Okay,
yours-
but Slay failed some of them.
Yeah, this is true. That's
Didn't
true,
you
bro.
take like walking or
Bowling?
jogging after your knee was injured or something? Like, dude, you can't walk or jog.
Yeah, and I had to drop it.
Oh man.
I thought it was like a form of rehab, though.
Vandy Man AD2 said, I must be a doctor then because I was in school as long as mayor. And
Yeah.
he goes, I do have an associate and bachelor's, though.
There you go.
You got there it is.
There
I
you
love
go.
how you can find your transcript.
Dude, it's right here.
Was it 14 years of school?
I started in
99.
99, the fall semester of 99.
You can look at your grades and everything.
Yeah, all of them right here. Would you like to know?
How? Dude, my transcript's been lost for years.
I have
Oh,
no
no.
idea.
They make you pay.
I have my
Lost or
diploma
buried?
framed, so I know.
No, you know I had a 4.0 going into my last semester.
And what happened?
I screwed it up.
Dog, I was
She was
99
short-term.
to 03.
I was
which
a
is four.
short timer.
You said I put in 3 years. I'm good.
Yeah.
Hey,
3 years of hard work.
in all of my schooling, too, I did have 3 semesters of 4.0.
Oh, nice. Out of 15.
So,
20,
okay.
30.
Well, usually I was in a position where I needed to have that 4.0.
Right.
Mine was
I was like, okay.
essentially
Yeah? You want to
There you
add it
go.
up during the
College
break?
basketball
9 years.
life.
Oh,
9 years.
9 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's not
knock that
bad.
out. Yeah,
That's
No,
not
that's
bad
just
because
like
you
a-
played overseas for
14 years.
14.
That's where the 14
You
came
just
from.
use a couple medical red shirts,
99 to
a couple
03.
COVID years.
Yeah.
Then
All good.
2012.
How close were you in 03?
Oh, I would have been done. But the problem is, in the spring of 03,
You didn't do anything.
All athletes do that.
listen to, no,
You
All
were getting
athletes
ready
do
for
that.
the draft,
Yeah,
right?
first of all, listen
Yeah.
to these cold-blooded classes. For spring semester, this is SEC Player of the Year.
We do this when we come back. We are way over.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got Slays.
it's only 5.
Slays. Well, we've got. Stay tuned.
Slay's SEC Player of the Year class schedule.
Oh, man.
It just means more.
I want to tell you about my friends at Brentwood Jewelry. Slay's friends, too. Lots of people around this radio station know the Amamali family, and you should, too. They're incredible at what they do. They have an incredible selection for sure. And you've got gifting opportunities throughout the course of the year, multiple gifting opportunities, and these guys can help you out. The big thing is relationship with them. You'll get to know them. They'll get to know you. You'll love going in to see the Amamali family. They are awesome, awesome people. And they're going to treat you the right way, the way you deserve to be treated. For more than 50 years, Brentwood Jewelry has been proudly serving the Brentwood community and Middle Tennessee with exceptional style and exceptional deals every day. As a family-owned and operated business spanning 3 generations, they are deeply rooted within the community, from Salem Service and Special Forces to his son serving as local firefighters. The Amamali family is dedicated to giving back. Support local. Shop Brentwood Jewelry. Maybe you're thinking about popping the question. Let them help you take the stress out of selecting the perfect engagement ring. They can help you find a beautiful ring in your ideal budget. Browse their incredible selection of one-of-a-kind rings or talk with their custom design specialists to create a stunning ring as remarkable as your loved one. If you haven't already heard, Nashville's premier timepiece dealers, Brentwood Jewelry as well. If someone in your life loves watches, they have the best selection. 7012 Church Street in the heart of Brentwood, just off Franklin Road. Exceptional style, exceptional deals every day for more than 50 years. Visit BrentwoodJewelry.com.
What's happening, good people? It's that time, and this Big Slay bringing it to you because it's springtime. The season of fresh starts. This is the time where things start getting planted. You start to be able to see those things flourish and grow. And if you've been looking in the mirror thinking that, man, it's time to fix that thinning hair, this is the exact time for you. Got the place for you. We Grow Hair. They're delivering incredible results with their advanced FUE hair transplant technique. How about that? See, talk about school. A minimally invasive procedure where individual follicles are extracted and placed with precision for natural-looking coverage. It means a much faster recovery than those old strip methods. When you see that little strip and that little line on the back of people's heads, that's what that was. Plus, this team has nearly 30 years of experience helping people get their hair and confidence back with proven permanent solutions and a reputation as one of the top clinics in the Southeast. All you got to do is go in there and tell them Big Slay sent you. Get $500 off your hair transplant procedure. That's real savings, real results. 615-376-6010, 376-6010. Get it right. WeGrowHair.com.
This is a different court, Blair.
Same result, Slay.
Oh, okay, Blair. See, that's Tyler Tanner. See, Tyler Tanner's in the house now.
Let's see what you got. Jerry's out, Blair.
Blair, come on. Okay, Blair, just come sit down. Come on, Blair, stop. You're going to get hurt. Blair, get off the court. That's enough.
What's the verdict, Blair? The courtroom is where I play ball.
Boy, Durham, injury law. And that ain't got no roof.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay with you. The executive producer of 3HL is Zeph.
What up?
Slay Dog
Yeah.
going through his transcript.
Yeah, it's cold-blooded.
I'm always amazed at how quickly you can find this. I have no idea where to look.
You know what? Next week, beginning of next week, I'm going to get glasses. Mm-hmm. Because it's getting smaller and smaller and blurrier and blurrier. Only one eye, though. But, Yoral,
What you got, Slay?
fall semester,
2003.
2003.
SEC Player of the Year.
Man, this is it.
Non-conference schedule.
Time to get to it.
Off the injury.
First of all, going into, just to let you know, I was really a really good student with a torn ACL. Let me just throw that out there. It's
Like, for real you were?
Yeah, like coming back off of the ACL was the problem. Once I got healed.
Because you reinvented basketball. Well, no, you reintroduced basketball. You didn't reinvent it. Maybe you did.
My fall semester, I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 classes.
10 classes?
First of all, it's about knowledge, Yoral, and I'm trying to get all this stuff.
Wait. Are these 3-hour classes? So you're taking 30 hours in one while you're playing basketball?
Some of these were 1 hour credits.
Okay. Here we go with the electives.
Let's go down. Oral history, war and peace. B.
Oral
Done.
history, war and peace.
Yeah.
I mean, that
was pretty good,
sounds
too.
intense.
It was interesting.
Wow.
And
It
a
was
B?
Yeah, it was a lot of, no books, just a lot of taking notes from what the teacher was
Just
saying.
based off that, I would trust you to go down to that alien ship in the ocean. Let you negotiate.
Okay.
Was that like a class about the book War and Peace?
Don't try to figure it out. So, somebody just roll with it. Just be cool and
But
roll.
you said there were no books.
What is it
so-
good
No
for?
book. You went-
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
Absolutely
oral history
nothing.
and war and peace that you had to take notes from the professor that was giving them to you. So they had to.
Tolstoy?
I don't know who it was.
Yeah, that's who wrote that.
Okay. The
I
next
think-
class was personal health / wins. I don't know what this was. But
Personal health
you get 3 credits.
/ wins.
Yeah, F.
Oh,
F.
This was health class.
In personal health?
Mm-hmm.
did you like not show up?
Listen, Yoral. Sometimes you just can't even try to figure it out.
Evidently you didn't.
SEM in human sexuality.
Human sexuality. Okay.
You
Well,
took human.
You had to get an A in human sexuality, Slay.
Not completed. NC. You got an NC for that one.
What does that mean?
You
You just didn't show up?
Not completed.
Yeah, that mean somebody got to figure it out. That's what I would probably tell them. Now, check this out though. Human ecology. Yeah.
By the way, Tolstoy did write War and Peace. How about that?
There you
Boy,
go.
you didn't think that was going to pop up on the show today.
It's here. I got an A in that.
You got an A in what?
Human ecology.
Okay, good.
Yep. Formal logic.
Mm-hmm.
I withdrew.
Boy, there's nothing like dropping that back in the day.
Get it out of here. Badminton.
Hey, man, if I had a class on the hill, I was right there dropping that. I ain't walking up there.
That little W would be beside it. Badminton S.
Satisfactory.
Got that done.
Badminton.
Yep. This is why I did wrong because there was a lot of traveling in this. Golf. My coaches said I couldn't take that. NC.
Jerry Green said it good.
Nah, this was Buzz.
Oh, that was Buzz.
Yep. Physical fitness, exercise, and music. D.
All together?
Yeah, all together. Exercise, listening to music. D.
D.
Yeah, I ain't got time to be dancing around. Not when we got practice. Next, jogging.
Yogging.
Jogging.
I think it's a soft J.
Yeah, not complete. Anyway.
Oh my gosh, you didn't even get.
Guess what, though? Guess what?
How are you still eligible?
Let me tell you how proud you'll be.
He didn't need to be eligible.
Now you had to. Then you got to kind of manipulate a little bit. You got to put one in for take one out. You'll be happy about this one right here, Babsy. Volleyball.
A?
C+. That's way above average right there.
You
Way
couldn't
above
even
average.
get- You couldn't even get an A in volleyball?
Yeah, like and
So
then
you were doing the hokey pokey with your schedule?
hey man, listen. I just told them at this point, everybody know what my goal is. So let's stick with it. Like let's not throw no roadblocks in there. This is what John Higgins should have did.
What was your
Instead of
completion
taking 3
percentage that
maps,
semester?
which got him booted, and he didn't get to play in the SEC tournament, which got us on the bubble, popped. and Auburn made it in because of that.
John Higgins took 3 math classes
3 maths in one
semester.
Yes, and failed one of them.
Oh.
My
I only
God.
took one my entire. I was there forever. I was there for like a decade. I took one math
I had
class.
to take all mine when I got there in 2017. This is, mind y'all, this is 2002. Spring semester. I tried it again. Personalized health and wins, I guess. Alcohol, drug, and something studies.
What'd you score in that one?
I'm about to tell you. Logistics and transportation.
Alcohol and drug studies.
Values and realty, I guess. The city in the USA. All W's. Withdrew from all of them.
Slay.
So that's what. Listen,
Y'all, this is
what set me back.
unbelievable.
This was the next time they saw me was 2012.
See, this is exactly why your volleyball team, your golf team.
Y'all was cheating, though.
It was exactly why
y'all was
you
able
need
to
us.
use y'all sport as a credit.
Oh, yeah. We were on quarter system back when I played, and I got a 1 hour credit every single
That's nuts.
quarter and semester when
I
we
coulda
switched
used
to
that.
semesters for playing volleyball.
So you didn't
I
have
can't
to take
believe
exercise
Tennessee
music.
didn't, and it's an automatic A.
You withdrew from alcohol
gotta
and,
be.
and drug studies.
I was already in it. I mastered that. So why would I go study it?
Well, then it should have been an easy class for you.
I knew people shouldn't do this.
You could have
shouldn't
taught
do
it.
that. Yeah, I'm just saying. Summertime.
This is I
was
can't.
when I taught them.
How in the I don't even know how the
Student
hell
teacher.
you were eligible.
Dude, bad. It was rough. You remember when I was telling y'all about
Poor Jerry Green.
Lots of creative writing.
it was live.
No,
Jerry Green
poor
era.
academic counselor.
Yeah, you ought to see these other grades. The crazy part is though, it's either really good
Or really bad. There is no in between except
there's
for
no,
volleyball.
There's no C's and D's, I tell you that.
That's
it's
why
either
I-
A's or F's.
That's why I had to have 3 semesters of 4 O's.
That's what you got to do it. I'm with you on that, Yoram.
Kids, PSA,
Don't listen to us.
don't be Uncle Slay or Mr. Brent.
Not the in school, the post school.
4 o'clock hour.
Relationships are very important. We'll be right back.
What's happening, good people? Big Slay here. And this April, in celebration of Autism Awareness Month, Vita Nova Stem Cell Professionals is stepping up in a big way for families right here in Middle Tennessee. They're offering 20% of all stem cell and exosome, I'm going to get that right, y'all, exosome therapies for autism candidates throughout the entire month of April. Leading the charge is local expert Dr. Mehta, the board-certified regenerative medicine specialist with years of experience treating neurological disorders using advanced stem cell and exosome therapies. Dr. Mehta and the team at Vita Nova are dedicated to helping support families with real regenerative options. If you're exploring new possibilities for your loved one, now's the time. Call Vita Nova at 615-801-8005 today or visit vitanova.com for details. That's 20% off all month long, only at Vita Nova Stem Cell Professionals in Franklin.
Good afternoon. It is 4:04. I'm Joseph Bonanno, live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mid-Kentucky Downs Studios. Today, the 2026 Masters Tournament kicks off at Augusta National. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy currently lead the way at 5 under after first round. Scotty Scheffler sitting at 2 under right now through 11 holes. In Tennessee basketball news, former Tennessee big man J.P. Estrella headed up to Michigan to join the reigning national champs as he commits there out of the transfer portal. Rick Barnes and the Vols getting a visit from a pair of players in the portal this weekend. Loyola Chicago center Miles Rubin and Cal guard Day Ames. The Lady Vols got their second transfer portal commit today from Northern Arizona guard Naomi White, who was named the Big Sky Freshman of the Year after averaging just under 21 points per game last season. She pairs up with Liberty guard Avery Mills as Kim Caldwell continues to try and rebuild her team. For your foundation repair waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home with the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
HL 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you are having a great Thursday. You can watch the show live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
There she is, Dawn Davenport, y'all.
In my master's green.
What up, a bit?
Let's go. Also, Slay, I brought us a white chocolate Reese's king size.
Okay. You know, the only thing I've eaten today?
Reese's king size about to be.
Yeah, that'll be the back end of it.
Sorry,
all I've had
Mayor.
was
Sorry
hotcakes
to
and
leave you out.
sausage
You what?
at 6:30 this morning.
Oh, did you eat a pig in a blanket?
No, I was about to blanket it, the pig, but I was like, you know what? I can eat them separate. The hotcakes and sausage from good old McDonald's.
Oh, because we were talking about it earlier. Put it in your head.
Yep. And this will be. And I found can donuts go old
Oh, yeah.
in your car?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Like how old though? How many
You're talking about
days ago?
yeast, man.
Like how long though?
did you eat one that was in your car?
Because
It's not
I
going to
hadn't
make you
ate
sick.
anything.
It's not going to make you sick.
Okay.
Okay,
But it's going to taste bad.
It might.
Nah, this was actually good.
How long were they there?
So dang.
He really doesn't want to answer this question.
No,
He'd rather talk about his transcript.
no, the problem was I stuck in traffic. Like this traffic is stupid.
Yeah.
So I was like, dude, I'm starving. I couldn't find my almonds, which I found they were in my bag. I found a donut, a custard filled donut.
Oh my gosh.
I think I got
Oh
it.
my God, custard.
Oh,
donut.
no. Custard can go bad.
Well, it's
yeah.
bad in me. It's only, I think, 2 days. What's today?
2 days? What's today?
Thursday.
Thursday.
I mean,
I got
at
it
least
Tuesday
it's
after
not
work.
100 degrees out. If it were, I would tell you.
Wait,
Tuesday evening after work.
you got donuts after work?
Yeah. I only got 3.
Let me stop on the way home.
Yeah, it was the one they put it. You know, they put it in a little personalized box for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the 1, 2, 3, 1. Yeah.
But Babsy knows.
I know, but I don't get them at night.
Dude, I was just thinking it was just about to
Dude,
close.
they just put Shipley donuts in Natural Yards.
I've
You had
never had
Shipley
Shipley.
donut?
That's the one over Hillsborough, right? I know.
Is Shipley better than
Shipley's good. I don't remember where
Krispy
the
Kreme?
What's that donut? Y'all got a donut spot by Hillsborough?
well, Donut Den.
That's it. That's what I'm thinking of.
Oh, that's yeah.
Yeah, if you wanted to
this is
find all
the guy-
the late kids, like the kids that were late going to school, just walk over there.
They right
There they are.
Yeah, those are good. There's always a long line though. This is the guy that also carried a bottle of ranch in his glove compartment until I was like, dude, you have to refrigerate that after opening. Get rid of it.
It was in there with Italian dressing too.
That's right.
Oh my God.
I don't do that anymore since you told me that though.
Yeah,
had-
good. That's
he
why you're
had-
still alive.
He had dressing choices in his glove box.
In
you
his
gotta have
glove
an
box.
assortment.
Like the big bottles.
Yeah,
not
life's
like
about
minis.
options.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Don't you want your food to be good?
Well, J.P. Estrella had an option. He's going to Michigan.
Yeah. Like, good job for him, man.
Yeah, I think so too. Zev went on this really like
It sounded crazy.
rant
I was listening.
Going, he should have gone to Arizona.
Like,
No,
let me
I said
see.
I would go to Arizona.
you
I don't
would've.
care where he goes.
But the reasons behind.
Why are you so mad?
There he goes.
Well, he's not involved anymore. Why do I care?
But the reasoning behind it, though, Zach,
Not in Tennessee.
like you said, Tommy Lott, Tommy Lloyd does a great job. But this is the thing. He does do a good job with his bigs. But Dusty May's been to the NCAA tournament and the Final Four with two different teams. Two different built teams.
I saw a crazy
and
stat.
won a chip.
I wanted to run by you. So the national champion has not made it to the next year's Sweet 16 8 of the last 9 years.
So
how about that?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how,
8 out of 9.
Who do you know who
This
the
transfer portal
outlier
gonna be
was?
different.
I don't. I just saw that stat.
Probably her people. Dukes. More than likely.
Her
Just a
people.
wild guess.
Oh,
Special.
I got Duke on the radar too.
But I think Michigan they could upset that because Cadeau could come back. Like even the big fella Mara, if he leaves, like Estrella can step into that role. Morez Johnson can come back. Now Jackson Lindenborg is the wild card that's a cyborg. So.
Yeah, what's he gonna do?
Oh, he's out of here.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know who it is?
Who?
UConn.
Oh, the one year they haven't been in the championship game.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say, the year that might have been the year we beat them.
That's the year. So they went.
They
2
won
years
the
in a row.
championship the
So that's
year we
the
won.
outlier. Then they didn't go, and now they're at the championship
It's
game.
the last
again.
8 years.
8 out of 9. They're
Out
the
of the
one.
last 9
They're the
years?
one. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So no Sweet 16 for Michigan, maybe.
If you build it, they will come. This is one of those situations right here, man.
Yeah, it's a little different now.
Yeah.
NCAA tournament note from of all people, Cole Kublik, football guy, played football.
Oh, dabbles a lot in this.
He does. He does
All
radio,
around.
WJOX, Jocks FM in Birmingham. Michigan is the 5th national champion to average 90 points or more in the NCAA tournament, and they are the first to do it since 1990 UNLV. And you know how much I love that 1990 UNLV team. So UNLV that year finished 35-5. They won 3 of their tournament games by 30 points. They beat Duke in the title game 103-73. They scored 131 in the Elite 8 against Loyola Marymount. They scored 100 points or more in that season 16 times.
Oh, that team was.
That's one of the more. That might be the most fun team to watch. And Blaine's Ball State guys almost got them in the tournament. They UNLV beat them by 2. They blew everybody else out.
You know what the cold thing about that is? That team came back the next year.
They did. When there was no NIL money.
Yeah. It says the team in Vegas with the guy named Shark. The Tartan.
I told you that I heard through the grapevine, actually through football circles, that they had some casino where the players would go to a specific machine and it would pay out.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they got paid.
Babs would have thrived in that.
Can you imagine?
Heck yeah.
Hey, Babs,
Slots.
go pull this slot machine like 5 times. You're going to win all 5 times.
Yeah, but Babs, after you pull that one and win, go pull the rest of them. Like, that's what Babs would do. No, let me get all of them. Then.
So
Like
that
you said.
team-
Can't track chips.
See?
That team
right.
was Larry Johnson, 21 points, 11.4 rebounds per game. Stacey Augman, they called him Plastic Man, Defensive Player of the Year, 14.2 points, 6.9 rebounds, 3.7 assists. Greg Anthony, played in the NBA forever, now on television, 11.2 points, 7.4 assists per game.
Loaded.
Anderson Hunt, 15.9 points, 4.1 assists, 3-point shooter.
Yep.
And then David Butler, 15.8 points, 7.4 rebounds per game.
They're the cheat team, though.
I mean,
Real live.
and so I fell in love with UNLV because, like, this is going to shock y'all. I couldn't sleep well when I was a kid, so I would watch, like, the late-night ESPN stuff, and they would play UNLV games before this group.
Yeah.
And it was, like, Gerald Patio and
What a heck of a name.
yeah, he was good, too. Who was the other guy? Freddie Banks.
Great name, too.
And so they were good, but they weren't like this.
Yeah. This was different.
That was different.
Yeah.
So, anyway, yeah, they beat Duke 103-73. And then Duke, to their credit, next year, got them in the
Goddamn.
Final Four, and it's the same group.
Yep.
And it's that famous Grant Hill alley-oop where he reached to the moon and shoved it back in.
Larry Johnson talked about that on the podcast. He said that loss was on me. That was my fault. You got to listen to it. It's pretty dope.
I do want to listen to that.
I knew you would.
Because I had heard that they were just kind of going through the
He
motions. They
said,
just thought that they were better than
he
everything
said, I was
else.
thinking about the league. We just beat this team by 30 the year before. What are we talking about them for?
Nobody can touch us.
No.
Yeah. Lady Vols have 3 players now. They got another transfer today.
2 more, they can officially play in the game.
Avery Mills yesterday, 5'9" guard from Liberty, averaged 15.3 points. She hit 82 threes, which is 21 more than anybody on the Lady Vols roster this year. And then they got a lady from, her name is covered up now.
Naomi White.
There you go. Northern Arizona, 5'9", guard.
That was a dub, I think.
Just under 21, 20.8.
She hit 92 threes.
She's
So
the
you can see what she's looking for.
Big Sky Freshman of the Year over there at Northern Arizona.
There you go. Greg Cosell coming up. We're going to talk about quarterbacks. We haven't really asked for his opinion of Mendoza and his film. We'll do that. Ty Simpson, a couple of the other quarterbacks. Who has the best wide receiver film? We'll hit him with Eli Stowers. Which inside linebacker players had the best film outside of Sonny Styles? All that coming up. Stay tuned. Greg Cosell. We're 2 weeks from the draft, y'all. We'll be right back.
Want to tell you about Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. So you guys have heard me talk about Pella forever because I love them and they're the best, and they replaced our windows and our doors in my rental property and our home. So this is the reason that I ended up having to call Pella. The windows in our home, little tiny microscopic bugs would end up on my windowsills. And it was because my windows were failing. And so all these little bugs would get in. And so we had to replace those windows. And I used Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville, and they were the absolute best. And I can tell such a difference in how cool our house now stays in the summer as opposed to prior to new windows. So maybe that's you. Maybe you know your windows are failing. I know it's not the sexiest thing in the world to do new windows and doors, but if you know you have to do it, Pella is the one you need to call. And they let me give you a Dawn deal every single month. It changes. And for the month of April, 55% off Pella certified labor and 0% APR. For 24 months, you have 2 full years to pay off your windows and doors and an additional 5% off materials. Easiest way to get a hold of them, just tell them you want the Dawn deal. Schedule your free consultation online. Your website, PellaNashville.com.
3HL 104.5, The Zone. Sam Burns leads the Masters with Rory McIlroy, both at 5 under par 67 today. Justin Rose still on the course, is 1 stroke back at 4 under. He is on hole 14. 3HL, Brent Doherty, Don Davenport, Ron Slay, Zeph Dog, and Greg Cosell joins us 2 weeks from today, Cosell.
Cosell.
I know, it's crazy. I can't believe it's here.
So are you like still watching film all the way up to draft?
Oh, yeah.
day?
Yeah. I mean, believe me, Don, there's still probably 100 guys I won't get to, and I'll end up seeing over 200. I watch it right up until the end.
I figured. Didn't surprise me. We were talking about it yesterday, and who was it? Mayor, was it you or Slay that said, "Oh, he's right up to it"? I bet.
Yeah, he does it until,
he does it until he doesn't.
Yeah,
and that's right. And then, of course, there's always some guys I miss that then I watch the week after the draft, because I just want to see them because they get drafted, higher than maybe because I don't necessarily watch. I mean, obviously, I try to watch as many of these so-called main people as possible, but when you watch over 200, they're not all main guys.
Yeah.
And then there's always some guy taken in the 3rd round that you go, oh, no one was really talking about him, so then I feel like I got to watch him.
Yeah, and then for the markets that you do things like this for, you go back through and make sure you have all the guys.
No, I got to make sure. Yeah, I mean, when I come down to Nashville, I have to make sure in detail I've seen every guy that they drafted.
Speaking of, join 104.5 The Zone for a live taping of The Install with Greg Cosell and Buck Rising at the Analog at Hutton Hotel on Friday, May 1st. Be there as Greg Cosell and special guests break down the Tennessee Titans 2026 draft and free agency. Take questions from the audience and more. The Install Live is sponsored by Two Rivers Ford. Local, honest, real, the South's most trusted Ford dealer. Tickets on sale now. To purchase tickets, visit 1045thezone.com. And Greg, that's one of the more fun things that we do as a radio station. That night is so special. The venue is so intimate and just perfect for this kind of discussion and to have you roll through film.
No, it's been awesome. I guess is this the 4th year? Or I can't remember. But every year has been great. We get a full house, 250 people or so. As I said many times, the people are truly engaged. They ask great questions. They're totally into it. It's so much fun, and it ends up going 2 to 3 hours. And we take as many questions as we can. And, there'll be special guests again this year, I'm sure. I guess they haven't been announced yet, but they will be. So I'm really looking forward to it. I can't believe it's really 3 weeks away? 3 weeks away.
Yeah. It's going to be fun.
And the MC does a great job too, Cosell, by introducing.
Are you back?
I don't know.
You
I
do,
always get
Slay.
asked at the last minute.
No, Slay, you do a great job. You get everybody fired up.
Is it like, Slay's over here?
Yeah.
Give him a microphone.
Buck always hit me like a day before and be like, hey, you going to MC the event, right? Like, dude, what? I guess so. Yeah, I can't tell you no. Like, Cosell's involved. If it was just Buck, I'd tell him no, Cosell. But since you there, I'll hold it.
I appreciate that, Slay.
So we talked this morning and wanted to go through some of the quarterbacks. And Mendoza's going number 1, but we haven't asked you for an evaluation of his tape. I mean, we all know, Heisman Trophy, national champion. We've seen him play, but I'm curious what your eyes have seen.
I mean, he's difficult not to like. It's funny. I think to some degree, just talking about quarterback evaluation in general, and I had this conversation, with a coach as well, we seem no longer to celebrate in our evaluation quarterbacks that actually play the position from the pocket at a high level. Everything seems to be focused now on physical skills, whatever that means, and we can certainly discuss that, as opposed to playing the position the right way from the pocket. And Mendoza is like that. Ty Simpson is like that. So therefore, these guys, even though Mendoza will clearly be the number 1 pick, they're not thought of in the same breath as the guys who have what we deem to be athletic traits, meaning they can run around and make plays. But being able to play at a high level from the pocket, that's a trait as well. But for some reason, we don't view that as a trait. I do, just because I've been doing this a long time. But I think that's where the Mendoza comes into play. He's not immobile, but obviously if he's to be a great NFL quarterback, it will be because of the way in which he plays from the pocket. And he's a high-level distributor and executor of an offense. That's what he's shown up to this point. By the way, I believe with 4 different offensive coordinators.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who's the second best guy? Is it Ty Simpson, do you think?
Yeah. I don't think, to me, there's not a big question there. I think Simpson has shown, there's nothing that Simpson has shown on tape that makes you think he cannot play. Now, obviously, the sample size is not large. So when he had some down moments later in the season, I'm sure being discussed in draft rooms is, okay, I wish we had more to know whether the downs are closer to what he is or the ups, because the ups are very, very good. And Alabama ran a very pro-style passing game. So you saw throws that he'll have to make in the NFL, and you saw it with timing. You saw it with anticipation. He has a very good feel before the ball is snapped of what he's looking at. There's nothing in his good stuff that makes you think he cannot play in the league. The only thing with him, and everybody will look at it differently, is he's not very big and he doesn't look big on tape. So, he's just, whereas Mendoza is a big dude.
So do you think it would have helped him? Well, I mean, that's a hypothetical question, I guess. I was surprised he didn't stay.
You mean if he stayed in college?
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't stay another year.
Well, and I'm sure, look, Alabama, and I don't know this for a fact, but Alabama has a big-time recruited quarterback who I think was a true freshman last year. You might know this, Don. Yeah. I think his name was Austin Mack, and I think they probably want him to play. And who knows, maybe they wanted him to play over Simpson, and he did not want to transfer. He did not want to go somewhere else and play. So he made the decision. These are very personal decisions. It's hard to really, express judgment about someone's decision like that. He certainly has NFL quarterback traits. There's no question about that.
Yeah. Grew up around the game. Dad was a coach. Yeah. So that always helps. Isn't that always like the plus on draft boards?
Oh, yeah.
Watch out for his younger brother here in a couple years, too.
Oh, yeah. I just called his state basketball game. Like, is that not the most athletic family ever?
I guess it'll say
you said state basketball.
Well, you know what?
People ain't
I think it's like 5 years
usually
from now,
really good athletes. Usually really good athletes play multiple sports in high school. That's pretty much a given.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, I was just saying, like you said, that it's like, dang, I thought we were talking about football. Like, that's how athletic they are.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Oh,
you're
and
right.
he's only a sophomore.
Yeah, on top of that.
Yeah.
Cosell, when you talk about his bad things, when looking at film and in circles that you're able to talk to, do they attribute that a little bit to the things around him? Like they wasn't great blocking, didn't have a run game when you start talking about pro-style offenses and things like that?
I'm sure that factors in. I've learned over the years, and from people smarter than I, that when you evaluate a quarterback, you have to sort of isolate how he plays. Mm-hmm. And I think that, the run game was clearly not there. The O-line overall was not great. So there were times later in the season when the pocket got a little muddied and noisy and dirty, as they say, where he sort of rushed himself and his mechanics got speeded up, and the ball placement wasn't as sharp and as precise as it was earlier in the season on throws that he made pretty routinely through the first 7 or 8 games. There were things, as I said, you'd love to see it more tape to see, hey, is that more the aberration or what's going to happen in the NFL? Because obviously there'll be people around him in the NFL. Yeah. And because he's not 6'5", he's not going to necessarily be able to see over it. He's shorter. So he's going to have to deal with that the way shorter quarterbacks do. But the good stuff is really good. And, it applies to what he's going to have to do in the National Football League.
It feels like kind of a tough year if you need a quarterback to come in and start now. Is there a guy deeper in, like a Drew Aller, Garrett Nussmeier, that you think may develop into an NFL starter?
I remember last summer watching Garrett Nussmeier from his 2024 tape, and I came away thinking that he was an NFL starter. Now, again, when I say that, I don't mean he'd be a top 5 quarterback in the league, but he could line up and be an NFL starter.
Right.
This was obviously a bad season. Word was that he was hurt pretty badly, but he wanted to play. Mm-hmm. I could almost tell at times by his throwing motion that he was probably in discomfort, and he just did not have a very good season. a big thing for him now is this sort of draft process, going through interviews, going through the entire process and see how he handles that. Because one thing that you cannot do, no matter what, even if it's all true, there's no way as a quarterback you can ever blame anybody but yourself. And if you start doing that, Slade knows what I mean. And when it comes to every sport, you can't start, blaming other people when you're not playing well. And if he does any of that, that'll kill him, because he definitely, to me, when healthy, based on the 2024 season, had starting traits to play in the league. So this draft process is absolutely critical for him.
Greg Cosell with us, NFL Films. Greg, who has the best wide receiver film?
Oh, the wide receiver, you know how I feel about that guys are different. So, for instance, you can't necessarily compare Denzel Boston at 6'4" and Casey Concepcion. They're totally different guys. But, I really like Casey Concepcion a lot. I think that he's a 3-level dimension in an offense. You can move him around. He's explosive. He's twitchy. He can catch the short pass and take it to the end zone. He can get vertical. Again, I never know how guys are, teams draft boards. And we're at the time of year now where literally everybody is a genius in what they say. And that, I don't really follow all that because I know most of that is BS. But he's a player that I really, really like. The player he reminded me of was Zay Flowers coming out of Boston College.
And you really liked him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then, there's always later round guys too that I find interesting. We all know about the main guys. A couple of guys that are later round guys. I was really fascinated when I watched the tape from Deshaun Stribling from Ole Miss. He was a guy that he's truly explosive, ran a 4.36. When I watched the Ole Miss offense, I didn't see exactly what I wanted to see. So I actually went back because the year prior he played for Oklahoma State and he had a really good season. But then he transferred, obviously. And I watched his tape from Oklahoma State in 2024, and I saw a lot more working between the numbers, running in breaking routes, run after catch. He's a guy that really interests me. Now, he's not going to go in the top 50, but you know how it is with receivers, guys. There's always receivers later in the draft, and some of them turn out to be good players, but it's so dependent on team and scheme.
That's really interesting. I love that kind of information there. Is there another guy that you like that's like down the list, most lists?
I really like Deion Burks out of Oklahoma.
Okay.
I watched him a few years ago when he was at Purdue. And he's smaller, but he's played predominantly on the outside in college. Now, in today's NFL, with such an emphasis on formation variation, pre-snap movement, reduced splits where guys line up closer to the formation, the whole idea of, well, he's not an outside receiver, that delineation is not as meaningful as it once was. So you can take a guy that's, 5'9.5" or 5'10" and 180 pounds. I mean, look at Jordan Addison with the Vikings. He's came out, I think, at 173 pounds, and he plays on the outside. So, that delineation, as I said, is not as big a deal as it once was. So Deion Burks is someone that whose tape I really, really liked, and I'll be very curious to see where he's drafted. Because if you think of certain teams and the way they deploy their wide receivers, like the Rams with all the motion and the reduced splits, you start getting into that. It really expands how receivers can be deployed. And we're not stuck in the old school of, well, he's an X, he's a Z, he can only play in the slot. For the most part, those days are kind of gone.
Greg Cosell with us, NFL Films.
I was going to ask you real quick on receivers. One more. Jeremy Bernard, what's his floor, Cosell? Because
that could be a second-round guy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And I think he got something, man.
So do I.
Yeah.
It's funny, Slay, and I know you'll appreciate it, as Dawn and Brent will as well, but you'll definitely appreciate it. I finished watching him, and I watched him last summer, too, so I watched him for 2 years. And he's one of those guys you just come away and you say, you know what? He's a football player. He's a good player. Yeah, he's a good player. And his 40 time was better than I think people thought. He ran under 4.5, and I think people thought he'd be a 4.55 guy. He's a technically sound route runner. Is he explosive? No. Is he going to be seen as a vertical dimension? No. But this guy's a subtle route runner. He understands how to work the top of his route stem and create separation. He catches the ball in the middle of the field between the numbers. I really like Jeremy Bernard, and I think he'll be, again, it's all based on team and scheme. Could he go to a team and catch 60 balls? Yes. Could he go to a team and they don't use him as a rookie and he catches 30 balls? You never know. But I think he's a really good player who will end up being a solid NFL receiver.
Let's do one more wide receiver while we're there. I'm curious about Chris Brazzell from Tennessee, 6'4", 198, did run the 4.37 at the combine. What do you see from him?
Yeah, well, one thing people have to understand is Tennessee, people automatically, if you don't watch the tape, just assume that, Tennessee receivers, because they run that offense. And they didn't really run that offense this year as much as they have in the past. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an important point to remember, is that they ran what would be considered more of a normal type pass game. So you're dealing with a guy that was a little more he understands those kinds of routes more than, let's say, previous receivers like a Jalen Hyatt, who still really hasn't made it in the league. There's not a lot of mystery to Brazzell. He's long. He can run. There's a gliding feel to his movement. He can create vertical separation. I don't think his speed as a player quite matches his 40 times speed. Like, I wouldn't say his speed as a player is terrifying, like a Jamison Williams, for instance, but he certainly has, good speed for sure. But I thought the thing that really stood out, and again, this was because they ran routes that were more like NFL routes, is he made sharp, decisive cuts without shortening his stride or slowing his speed, and that's a really big deal. So I'm really curious to see him, whoever drafts him. I think that he's a guy that will definitely go on day 2 at the latest.
So Zeph was talking about a stat with him that popped up. I don't even remember where you found it, Zeph. But anyway, it was like of his 1,200 snaps, like he was always on the right side of the formation.
He did, yeah, he was. He lined up almost exclusively on the right side of the offensive
I think only
formation.
like 2 snaps out of that is what the stats said. So what does, like, for people hearing that, what does that mean, and what do you take from that as a film evaluator?
Well, he's going to have to then be taught and coached to be more location versatile, because he's used to lining up in one spot and everything looks the same from that one spot. And now it's going to look different. And the other thing that he'll probably have to be taught, and a lot of college receivers have to be taught this, some get it, some don't, is how to run routes in combination with other receivers. So you see that a lot in the league. You have to be able to run routes in combination, and there's a timing that goes with that. So a lot of receivers have to be taught that. It's something new to them. So yeah, that's something that he'll have to be taught and he'll have to learn. And depending on the person, it could happen quickly or it could take time. I remember one receiver who was really gifted, Dante Moncrief. You probably remember him.
Yeah.
I think, was it Ole Miss did he come out of?
I think so, yep.
Yeah, Moncrief was at Ole Miss.
Yep.
Really, really gifted. And he stayed in the league for a while, no knock on his career, but he never quite reached the level of his true talent. And he played in an offense in college where he lined up in one place, where they basically just, showed the card up, and, that was what the formation was, and that's all he knew. And he gets to the NFL, and all of a sudden, you're teaching him stuff, and now it's learning so much, and you've got to learn that pretty quickly. And, it never truly clicked. He had moments and flashes because the physical talent was so good, but he never became that high level receiver that his traits would suggest that he could become.
That was 2014 draft, by the way. His quarterback was Bo Wallace.
Wow. Okay.
Where was Bo from? Somewhere, I forget.
Middle
right
Tennessee?
Here in Middle Tennessee, yeah.
That's right, Bo Wallace. I remember him. Yeah.
Yep.
He beat Alabama, didn't he?
Yeah.
At Alabama,
Yeah.
I think. Maybe it was at Ole Miss. I don't know. Eli Stowers, Cosell. I saw yesterday or the day before, Rap Sheet put out that some teams he was talking to view him as a wide receiver. He had an
Yeah, I
incredible
saw that.
combine, 6'4", 239, 45.5-inch vertical leap, which was a tight end record at the combine. Ran a 4.5 40. What do you see from him?
Yeah, I mean, when I watched him, I didn't necessarily think wide receiver. So I made the point that he's a higher level athlete for the tight end position
Yeah.
because he has such a wide catching radius and outstanding run after catch traits. And, I thought, hey, given the way the NFL is evolving with an increase in multiple tight end sets, that he could really be a fascinating prospect. I didn't think of him as a wide receiver. I guess that becomes a team thing. He's 6'4", 239. I don't want to sit here and say he's Mike Evans because Mike Evans is, close to being a Hall of Famer. And, I'm not one who just makes that kind of comparison. And Mike Evans always played wide receiver. I guess depending on what your offense is, he certainly can be detached from the formation. You'd probably do that with him anyway, even if he's a tight end. So is that possible? For sure. And when teams line up with two tight ends and one of them is split out, he's essentially a wide receiver and based on the formation and the route concepts that he's going to run. So could Stowers do that? Absolutely.
There's been some talk around here real quick about a potential second-round pick where the thought is that they could get their starting right guard. I'm curious to get your take on Emmanuel Pregnon.
Yeah, Pregnon was the guy he was at USC, then he was at Oregon.
Yes.
And, I think Pregnon, to me, maybe I didn't like him as much as some people.
Okay.
I think he's a good athlete. I don't think he's a great athlete. I think he's got heavy hands. He's one of those guys that the really good blocks, the vertical blocks, the base blocks, the drive blocks going forward, he looks really good. He can just drive people out. He's one of those guys. He can just push people out. Powerful drive and base run blocks. He can drive up and through D linemen. I think at times in pass pro, it's good, firm. But I think he's a little stiff overall in just his movement. And I just worry in the NFL if those quicker D tackles, and let's say he came to Tennessee, I think in practice he'd have a tough time, and he'd have to really work through that because of who he'd be going against. And I think he has some issues at times in pass pro. And the way the league is now, guys, with so many 5-man fronts, you always used to just talk about offensive tackles being able to block one-on-one. Now with so many 5-man fronts defensively, even your centers and guards have to be able to block one-on-one and pass protection. And if you can't do that well, then third down's a problem for you.
2 weeks from today.
Come on with it.
Love it. And again, the install coming up on Friday, May 1st. You can get your tickets, 1045thezone.com. It is an incredible night. And we're looking forward to it.
I do too, guys. Can't wait. Thanks so much.
Greg Cosell. More 3HL coming up. Stay tuned. United Structural Systems is not just another repair company. They are your local foundation and waterproofing experts. They live here, they work here, they understand exactly how Tennessee's soil, weather, and homes behave. Serving homeowners across Tennessee for more than 30 years, more than 30,000 local homeowners have trusted USS. That experience means they've seen every type of problem that your homes face. USSTN.com is the website. Every crack or leak tells a story, and USS knows what those signs mean. They pinpoint problems at the source, foundation settlement, basement, water intrusion, crawl space, moisture issues, and more. No guesswork, just expert diagnosis from people who know Tennessee homes. Their repair solutions are engineered to stand up to your local conditions. A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, transferable lifetime warranties, local service, long-term protection. You're not just getting repairs, you're getting peace of mind. Book your free home inspection at USSTN.com. That's USSTN.com. United Structural Systems. We are problem solvers. We are experienced. We are local. We are USS. 3HL 1045 The Zone. Planning a summer fun just 2.5 hours from Nashville. Holiday World and Splash and Safari offers world-class roller coasters. You a roller coaster guy?
What? Love them.
You're not too tall?
Yeah.
Really?
Like, there's a lot of them I can't get on, and
Really?
I can't stand it. Dude, I
man.
can't stand it.
Do you try to tell them, hey, I'll hunch down?
Yeah, like, I try to do all that. But then, the ones that go upside down and stuff would be like, I don't need to be in this thinking I can hunch down and I ain't in here secure. Mm-mm.
They need to make a theme park for basketball players.
Dog.
Specially made roller coasters
Tall rides.
for people who are tall like Slay.
Exactly. Like, I'm the type that when we get to the amusement park, like, I run to each ride. I'm that guy.
You're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Holiday World and Splash and Safari, world-class roller coasters, a top-ranked water park, free unlimited soft drinks. Start planning your trip today at holidayworld.com.
Hollyworld. I like that.
Hollyworld. Don't go to Hollyworld. Holidayworld.com opens May 9th. You can sign up for a chance to win tickets. 1045thezone.com/contest. How about that?
Bring it on. Bring it on.
You got any NHL bets going on anywhere?
Yep, let me look.
Babsy had to exit stage left. She's going
work to
to
do.
MC the Rally on the Runway event tonight. RallyFoundation.org. You can go help out there.
Yeah, I got her ear during that last segment. I was like, hey, don't you need to leave? And she looked at me and she goes, oh, yeah, I do, don't I? I forgot. I was like, well.
Just chill, Babsy. She's going to be caught in that traffic. She probably should have left at 4 o'clock.
Is there traffic out there?
Just to get a mile. It's crazy, yo.
Preds play tonight
So the question is, yo.
against Utah.
I know. I didn't know Utah had a hockey team? Utah Mammoths? Why are they the Mammoths?
They're new. It's new.
I thought,
They moved.
Thank you. I was about to say, like, when did this happen?
Did they find mammoths in Utah?
They're like, why would they call them the woolly mammoths?
I don't know.
Well, they
call
don't
them
mammoths
woolly,
up
too.
there.
So they moved from, who were they before? Was that Arizona?
Why are you taking us down that path, Seth?
Right.
I don't know.
Like we know.
I'm
I
sorry.
mean, Slade
couldn't
just
think.
literally told you just
Yes,
found out
they used to be the Arizona
Coyotes.
Coyotes.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's coyotes in Arizona. That makes sense.
You don't think there are mammoths in Utah?
I would hope not. I would hope not.
Huh.
I would hope not, yo.
The Preds are currently in the playoffs,
Uh-oh.
although they have played one more game than the Kings,
Let me see what their line look like.
and the Kings are 1 point behind the Preds.
So we went money line Tuesday.
Yeah,
Let's
Yeah.
see where we stand today, yo.
against Anaheim. And they were a 1.5 goal underdog,
They sure were.
and they won 5-0.
They spanked them up. So tonight,
Which is what they need to do. That's all they can control.
1.5 underdog again, yo, against the Mammoths.
But you don't
This
believe
is-
in mammoths in Utah.
But I will say, in this one right here, though, this is prehistoric species going at each other. This is a predator against a mammoth. A saber-tooth versus a mammoth right here. Right?
I'm typing in, were there mammoths in Utah?
Saber-tooths, I think, could come out because they're a little quicker than the mammoths. It depends how many mammals they're going against in
Mammoths
Utah.
are big.
Yeah, but if they slow, y'all.
Oh, I have a
The Preds
picture.
going to get them.
I have a picture of me standing next to a. Well, it's an
woolly mammoth?
yeah, it's next to a woolly mammoth like femur bone when I was at the Natural History Museum.
Femur
Man,
bone.
come on, why you ain't buy the real ones?
Yes, mammoths were common in Utah during the Ice Age.
See, that's foolishness.
Hold on, I'll send a picture.
Specifically, the Columbian mammoth roamed the region roughly 10,000 to 15,000 years ago.
So they try to be funny too. There's no way I would have accepted that name. Everybody gonna think we're a joke. So, for that reason you just gave, everybody
Load up.
load up Parsley Moneyline Preds. Money. Oh, DoorDash.
This show.
What's the only thing that can stop the parsley?
DoorDash.
DoorDash. We'll be right back.
Maybe you're tired of waiting rooms and call in early in the morning to try and get a doctor's appointment. Well, guess what? Medical House Calls will bring the medical provider right to your front door. Urgent care needs, they do IV therapy, all of it tailored to your schedule, comprehensive, unhurried medical providers that are there to get you back as soon as possible. And if you are working parents, you're juggling sickness, you don't want to have to miss work while the kids are sick. I mean, I get it. And that's where Medical House Calls can help you out 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. They have same day appointments available. They have next day appointments guaranteed. Here's the phone number, 615-838-2375. It's healthcare designed for your life. It's Medical House Calls, and you can always set up an appointment online at medicalhousecalls.com.
What's happening, good people? You know what time it is? Yep. Well, it's Shoney's time. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and it's still one of my favorite places to enjoy a delicious meal. And I'm being 6'8", I like to eat there. 5'9" people deliver food. Not at Shoney's. All you care to eat fresh food bar, always ready, the best value you can find for an always fresh and always delicious meal. All-American burger, high on the list. Slim Jim sandwich, very high on the list. Baked spaghetti's right there too, but to wipe all that out, you know what, I'm going to go get strawberry pie. Put a little extra scoop of whipped cream on there. And when it comes to world-famous hot fudge cake, you know that's the priority. Extra scoop of ice cream, just for me. That's my big Slay favorite. Now, plus, understand that family meals to go feed groups of 4, 6, 8, or 12, enough for your next family or work get together. In case Shoney's has you covered, the comforting family friend service, the Southern hospitality with a twist, any one of the 4 locations, Clarksville, Dixon, Lebanon, and on Donaldson Pike, right here in Nashville. It's Shoney's. Let's eat.
Good evening. It's 5:04. Joseph Bonanno live from the 104.5 The Zone Circus Sports at the Mint Kentucky Downs Studios. Today, the 2026 Masters Tournament kicks off at Augusta National down in Georgia. Sam Burns, Rory McIlroy currently lead the way at 5 under after the first round. Scotty Scheffler sitting at 2 under through 14 holes. In Tennessee basketball news today, former Tennessee big man J.P. Estrella transferring to the reigning national champs as he heads up to Michigan. Rick Barnes and the Vols are getting a visit from a pair of players in the transfer portal this weekend, Loyola Chicago center Miles Rubin and Cal guard Day Ames. The Lady Vols got their second transfer portal commit today from Northern Arizona guard Naomi White, who was named the Big Sky Freshman of the Year after averaging just under 21 points per game last season. White pairs up with Liberty guard Avery Mills, who officially signed with the Lady Vols today. For your foundation repair, waterproofing needs, you need to visit USSTN.com. Breaking news at once on your home for the Titans and Vols. This is 104.5 The Zone.
John 104.5 The Zone. Brent Doherty with you on a beautiful day in the Music City. Hope you're having a great Thursday. The weekend is almost here, y'all.
Come on with a little weekend, you.
The NFL draft is almost here, y'all.
Come on with it, you little NFL draft, you.
Slay Dog is here.
I'm in the building. I'm in the building.
Oh, preacher Slay.
In the building. All right.
Remember when you were going to be a pastor?
Dude, I don't know what ended up happening with that, man.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be ordained and everything. I was supposed to be hosting weddings by now.
Yeah.
Think how cool that would be for all us to be at the weddings. Because we'd be wedding crashers. All I need
Slay's
is a +3.
Slay's going to do your wedding, but he's got a bunch of
Come on, man.
reps.
Yeah. They got to roll with me.
Hey, to be fair, you almost got the look down today. You just need a little white collar. You got the all black shirt, all black pants.
Oh, well, actually, Zephyr.
I don't think he's going
These
priest.
these
the
pants
priest
are,
route.
yeah, these pants are charcoal also.
Okay, whatever.
Well,
Hey.
you smell good. Every time I come in the studio, I smell you.
Thank you, Yor.
Bingo card, please.
You smell good. Thank you. Y'all want to know something crazy real quick?
Well, before you got interrupted doing
Sorry,
the
my bad.
parsley, by DoorDash.
Oh,
Exactly. That's what I was going to tell y'all.
Which this was a crazy conversation. He put it on speakerphone.
Hey, man, listen, y'all. I'm all for everybody getting jobs. Like, you got to get them. You know what I mean? Because you got to have them, because you got to provide. But you got to go in a field of work where you can be clear, or the person you're talking to can get a full understanding of what you got going on. The person I just talked to for DoorDash, after texting with them, and I got off of the app because I was like, this is Chick-fil-A app. Got off the app because I was like, dude, they don't understand what I'm saying. I guess they send me to DoorDash or something. But I was like, I'm off of this app. So they called me, which I admire. I'm
You were
grateful for
right
that.
in the middle of the parsley. And you go,
Yeah.
hang on, this is DoorDash.
Yeah,
and you go,
DoorDash guy.
hello?
Yeah. And the lady said, this Ron Slay. I'm like, yes, this is. Your driver will be there at 5:09. I said, who?
I don't even think she said at. I think she said
No, she said your driver
B59.
be 5'9". Yeah. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh, all right. Okay, so are you telling me I should be looking for somebody to have my food that's 5'9"? And she said, yeah. So 5'9", all right. Like, I don't know what time it'll be here, but if you see anybody walking around the downtown Demumbrium-like area, Music Row, and they 5'9" with a Chick-fil-A bag and a cherry Coke, that's for me. Send them my way, the little brown building.
I don't know, man. Kim Caldwell's trying to add all the 5'9" people.
She'll take them. She'll take them. I mean,
They got 3 players now.
they're moving up.
One of those
Like
officially
George and
signed
Weezy.
today.
Yeah.
See?
The Liberty player.
Yep,
The Liberty
Avery
transfer.
Mills. So they've got 2 signed and 1 committed.
Well, so what? 12 to go.
So what was the rest of the parsley? We got to Fred's money line because you went through a prehistoric fight between the mascots.
Yep, that's how they got there. Oh, I'm torn.
You were right on the Sabres last night.
I'm torn now, y'all.
What's happening?
The other end of the parsley. I don't know if we should leave this alone, y'all. We probably are. Guess who's playing tonight, y'all, at 6 o'clock?
Who's playing?
The CBJs versus the Sabres.
Oh, those are your two teams.
Man, both of them, dog. So I'm going to scratch that one. I ain't going to go with that one, y'all. I got to get us another one. Golly. They trying to tear me down. I ain't going to let them. What?
I was going to say, while you look.
Yeah, I got one.
Oh,
I don't know about this one. You know why? Let me tell you. No, because this is what I landed on. But I got to tell you what I'm distraught about.
okay. Why are you distraught?
Because these both, I don't think we like either one of these.
Okay.
The Carolina Hurricanes playing the Chicago Blackhawks. Do we like the Blackhawks? We don't like the Blackhawks, do we?
No.
And we don't like the Hurricanes. That's when we was rolling.
The Blackhawks are part of the reason why the Preds went to geofencing.
See? They came down and took over.
They came down.
And Carolina, they let us think that we was going to pull it out. This is when I first got hired, and we was doing shows down there. I came out the shirt on the patio. We were down at the
Poncho and Lefties?
Poncho and Lefties.
Yeah.
And Carolina beat us. We even went down there and hit the car, the demolition thing.
Is that when we got the COVID shot, too?
You went down there and got it on air. I was like, I'm going to do it with you.
They made us.
No, we had to, but I was like, man, this is kind of wild. We out in the open. They filmed it.
I was right outside the Palm.
They filmed it. Yeah. They filmed it, dog. Hey, yeah, boy, we done lived in some wild times in the last 5 years.
You know, after that, I took that shot. This is the only time in my life I felt like I was going to die.
Yep, you said that.
I legit thought I was going to die.
I remember that.
I was so sick.
Yep. So that's the Carolina COVID Hurricanes versus the Blackhawks. I'm going to leave both of them alone.
I thought you said hair craze.
Almost.
That'd be a good nickname.
That would be.
Everybody just have weird haircuts?
So do we go single? You think we should go single?
Yeah, just Preds.
Okay.
Yeah.
A good one, though.
You're not feeling good about the other one,
No,
so don't force it, Slade.
Okay, I ain't Vegas, but Vegas got my ear a little bit.
The Kings are a huge favorite, so the Preds better win.
The Kings are you favorite?
Huge favorite. Last game of the night.
Okay, that's where I'm going. Let me see. Oh, my God, yeah.
And the Preds need the Kings to lose.
Preds are up by 1 point. Kings have a game in hand. So the Preds have 4 left. Kings have 5 left. But this is the last road game, and then the Preds wrap with 3 straight home games.
So should I jinx the parlay by jinxing the Kings? Put them in the parlay? Or just we're going to go all Preds. Let's go all Preds. All Preds, money line. Single parlay.
Single slay.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's name. Verderame.
That's a good one. I like that one.
He's going to be Matt V from now on. He had an interesting mock draft slate for Sports Illustrated, Monday Morning Quarterback. He had the Raiders trade down from 1 to 2 with the Jets. And all they did was swap second-round picks, 60 to the Jets, 44 to the Raiders. At that point, the Jets take Fernando Mendoza, quarterback, and the Raiders take Arvell Reese.
Come on.
At 2. Then at 3, he's got the Browns taking the offensive tackle from Miami, Francis, how do you pronounce his name? Malagoa?
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Titans at 4, trading back with the Dallas Cowboys to 12, while also picking up pick number 20. So Preds go from 4 to 12 and pick up 20. So they end up with 12 and 20 in this mock draft. Dallas takes Texas Tech edge rusher David Bailey at 4. At 12, he has the Titans taking Miami defensive end Reuben Bain Jr.
Well, you said the Preds for a second. I got really confused.
So Titans.
I got really confused. I was like, the what? The Preds?
Preds need edge rusher.
They probably need it.
I was like, Preds taking an edge rusher. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for correcting me.
Darn, we got a lot of needs that need to be filled.
At 20, he has the Titans taking Penn State right guard. I have no idea what to do with this name. Ole Vega.
Yeah.
Ione.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
That's it.
That's Monday morning quarterback right there.
No, this food ain't never coming.
The 5'9" guy still wandering around?
5'9" turned into 5'22" now.
That's tough.
Oh, the guy from Penn State, he goes by Vega.
Wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
My mom had a Vega.
Vinny Vega.
Vincent
Vega.
Yeah. Pulp Fiction. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Vega Ione. Is that how you pronounce his last name? Ione Sky? Who was in Say Anything? With John Cusack?
Don't need to.
It's good enough.
Do you ever see that movie, Say Anything, where he's standing outside her window with a boom box over his head playing a song?
No.
Yeah. Very romantic movie.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yeah, so remember the
Like a
last?
disturbance.
Do you remember the last time you ordered DoorDash and it didn't show up?
Yeah, why didn't you go Uber Eats?
Remember it was McDonald's, and then it showed up at like 5:30.
Yeah, this is.
Don't they know you have places to be? Also, 522 is 610.
Yep. Thought about it too.
Now we're looking for a 6'10 guy out there.
He just morphed into a taller person.
Oh, what do you think? Speaking of 6'10, what do you think about Loyola transfer Miles Rubin forward? Averaged 11.3 points, 7.1 rebounds, 2.3 block shots. He started 100 college basketball games. He's 6'10", 220. In 103 games played, he has 237 career block shots.
He's doubling up.
That makes you open your eyes.
Yep. Make me have to take a look at him.
Trying to replace Akbar.
Yeah, got to be a senior, right? Played over 100 games.
100 starts.
He's a 6 years guy. I know he wouldn't run no deep run. I would have heard of him. Played 5 years. I don't know.
You hadn't heard of him, but 237 blocks.
You should have heard of him.
That makes you
Yeah.
think about something.
Yeah, block party. That's what makes you think.
And
of.
then Cal transfer guard Day Sylvester Ames.
I watched some of his clips, man. He can get busy, lefty. Like he's getting busy. Day is right, too. Day Ames is right.
Yeah.
So there he goes up.
It
He
seems
get
like
busy with that left hand.
it seems like there aren't as many left-handers. Aren't as many lefties as back in the day.
Alabama had a run of them for a second. All lefties all gone. I think 4 to 5 starters were lefty a couple years ago. But
Didn't Tennessee have a lefty shooter like?
Vescovy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Josiah
Vescovy, yeah.
James, Jordan James.
J.J.
Tennessee had a run on
Tennessee had a run on him.
Fulkerson was a lefty.
Fulkerson. All of them was on the same team.
What's Fuck Dog doing? He's a Europe.
I believe he just had a kid.
Yep. He was back at a game. Got engaged, too.
I like Fulkerson. I can respect a guy that goes through senior night twice. That's pretty good.
Ain't nothing like it.
Hey man, that one game against Kentucky at Rupp.
Fulky. All right, Big Savagery, Raone Foster coming up. We'll try to locate Slay's food because he's got to get out of
I
here.
guess I should just leave.
Don't worry, if
Brent.
it shows up, Brent and I will eat it.
See, if I bring it to you, it's going to arrive during dinner.
Shouldn't it be cold right now by the time we get here anyway?
Yeah,
We done waited all these hours.
Chick-fil-A's got those cool little aluminum sacks.
Yeah,
though.
but this is DoorDash.
DoorDash does it.
Yeah. Well, I ain't acting like they found it.
You're so skeptical.
Just changed to 523.
Yeah, they probably ate that thing.
I'm finna cancel.
It's gone.
Also, a lot of
Get your
times,
refund back.
if we order food here, people deliver it to BMI Music, that big, huge building at the roundabout, because they're like 10 Music Square East or something. We're 10 Music Circle East. It's weird around here. Music Row, man. They didn't design that properly.
Nah. Probably just thought all music, everybody will walk.
We'll be right back.
He can shoot it. Hey, everybody. MedicalHouseCalls.com. Healthcare designed for your life. 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. 615-838-2375. Why that number is important is because you can call or text that number. And Medical House Call will answer and assess what you need within minutes. They'll book your visit. After a quick chat just to figure out exactly what you need, boom, you're scheduled. You're ready to go. Medical providers will be at your door to deliver care that gets you back ASAP. Again, 615-838-2375. Home, urgent care, mobile IV therapy, all of these, you can't lose with it. Primary health care, they keep you locked in. The annual physicals that you got to go and get, you can get consistent care from a provider that you know, and they know your medical history because you develop a relationship. This is not a problem. This time is precious, and your health is priceless. Medical house calls, they always come through for you. MedicalHouseCalls.com, healthcare designed for your life.
3HL 1045 The Zone. Brett Doherty with you. Ron Slay and Don Davenport have headed over to the Rally on the Runway event tonight. Fighting pediatric cancer, man. Rallyfoundation.org. I'll be headed over there shortly. Got a little work to do. Zeph and Raone Foster love to chat before he comes on the air. Did you just click him in, Zeph? What's up, Big Savage?
What up, Mayor, man? What's going on? Yeah, we usually get our time together, man. We back on schedule. I told them last week I had my son's 8th grade day. I couldn't make it then, parental duties. And I told him, like, man, y'all actually back in studio today, man.
How about that?
Proud of yourselves. Look at that.
How about that? Hey, 2 weeks from the draft, finally. I cannot wait until we can look at the draft class and start talking about real dudes that are going to be on the printed out roster sheet.
Mayor, man, I love and hate this time of the year because it is fun learning new prospects.
Yeah.
It's fun discussing what this team needs, that team needs, what you would love to have. The arguments, and I like to call it verbal sparring, that we do as fans and consumers of NFL football is overload during the draft. I feel like now with the stuff that's coming out about Francis Noah and, having questions about other players that have to do these rechecks at the combine and stuff. Now is the season of lying that I absolutely hate, though. Now this guy's got an issue. That guy's got an issue. We found tweaks on this guy, and this guy's situation is weird. Like, there's a lot because now everybody's spun every storyline that you can possibly think of. The players are done working out, to be quite honest with you, at this point in time, too. And teams are trying to do their very best to figure out what's going to work for their team and everything else in between. So I enjoy it, but at the same time, I'm with you. For the team that we cover, the Tennessee Titans, and me still, being very intimate with the Steelers as well, I'm of the mindset, man, give me the 7 to 11 players that y'all are going to get, and we can just focus on these guys.
Let me ask you this. If the scenario presents itself and they can acquire the proper draft capital, would you be opposed to trading back, or are you just sold on one of those 5 dudes?
Man, I heard y'all discussing the Cowboys moving up, the Titans moving back to 12 or something like that. This year I hadn't been on that conversation of trade back because I personally didn't know, I personally didn't think there was a situation where the Titans would want to trade back.
I agree.
But it's always the case. This year in particular, I think they're more set this year than they were last year. If that makes sense where they are. I feel like they got a good balance of youth talent on this team. And now you're at the point of your career where you don't want to be, or this team is, you don't be picking in the top 5 no more. And if you can get an all-world guy right now in the top 5, you take him, unless a trade package allows you to pick in the top 3 next year because whatever team you're working with is willing to give up a next year's top draft pick or whatever the case may be. Or you take on another first-round draft pick to be able to move up for Jeremiah Smith if you choose to. I personally hadn't been living in that world of trade back, though, Mayor. I've been more stick and pick and taking one of the top-end guys in this year's draft because that's one thing Will and I were discussing this morning. This Tennessee Titans team, man, they just need weapons. And weapons could be wide receiver, running back, like impact players, whether some believe that's Jeremiah Love, whether some believe that's Arvell Reese, whether some believe that's Sonny Styles. Like, you need a weapon. And that, to me, I think, if you go Jeremiah Love, that sells tickets for the offensive fans of the Tennessee Titans and just the excitement of 2 dynamic young players in the backfield. But, of course, Brent, man, I can be sold, especially if the package is good enough. If somebody want to move from 12 to 4, one, that makes for an exciting draft night, number one. But legitimately, it does help you just stack up the ability to have more stabs at the draft as far as picking all-world type of players, or you expect them to be that way in general. That's what this team needs. I think they're deficient in that department somewhat, or they have been, because we don't know what this year's team is going to look like. But I haven't been living in the world where I thought that they would even think about considering moving back. So it would have to be a good deal, and it needs to be something that Coach Robert Saleh feels like he can build, that gives them longevity as well, too, Mayor. That's the other side, too. When you start talking about trading back and accumulating more talent, I do think if you're getting more and more young players, the expectation is I think you grow, a little bit extra time on the job to develop those players and watch them somewhat turn into the dudes that you need them to in the next 3 to 5 years.
For those just tuning in, we were talking about a mock draft that was kind of interesting in Monday Morning Quarterback, where the writer had the Raiders trading down from 1 to 2, and the Jets taking Mendoza, Raiders taking Arvell Reese, Titans trading back to 12 and acquiring pick number 20 to do it. So they would end up with 2 first-round picks.
12 and 20.
We'll see how it all plays out, but we're definitely at that time of year where we're ready to go, man. No question. Hey, y'all were talking about Diego Pavia the other morning, and I thought it was a really interesting idea. And the question was, where do you want to see him end up? And I forget if it was Will or you that brought up the Raiders, but I thought that like Diego's personality in Las Vegas, number one, but also in a quarterback room with Fernando Mendoza and Diego Pavia would be amazing. But that led me to this question for you. You get to round number 7. Would you rather, and you were in this position, would you rather just not be drafted so you could kind of cherry pick your roster?
That is that's fascinating because, Mayor, it's twofold. Everybody wants to be a draft pick.
Yeah.
My pathway was different, and you want to have an allegiance somewhere. Yeah, and I did. I got 11 years more, right?
Yep.
But everybody wants to be one of the 256, whatever that number is by the time they get the compensatory picks out the way. You also, the other side too, Mel, you want the signing bonus. I got $8,000. Okay.
Yeah.
Like even still in the seventh round, guys are still getting $50,000 to $80,000 a time. So you got to consider that as well. But if you're talking about longevity in the league and picking where you want to go, what I would say is this: don't be wrong. Like at least if you get drafted, you know what I'm saying? And I'll explain to you what I mean by that is like at least. As a draft pick, there's somewhat of a chance that you're given. You're one of their 7 to 11 that's picked in that year, and depending upon where you are in the 7th round.
Harder to cut a draft pick than an undrafted free agent. Yeah.
No doubt about it. And so for me is this, though, like my decision came down to the Steelers, the Browns, and to be quite honest with you, the Jets.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like in the end, when I was trying to figure out who was more serious about him. Cincinnati was in that conversation as well, too. But think about if I'd have chose the other two. Rex Ryan was fired after like 2 years.
Yeah.
You look at the Browns situations, I mean, they had coach after coach after coach. We started counting them, Mayor. And then I go to Pittsburgh, more stability, coach that understands what he's doing. There's a lot of winning. So when you win, you get more time and grace to learn and fail both on the job. If I'd have chosen Cleveland, because I'll be honest with you, Cleveland – was on me the hardest.
Really?
Like they were recruiting me at that point after the draft like it was a college recruitment. And my agent Tim McGee said,
"Loved Tim
McGee. Is going to give you
85,
oh my God, exactly.
85."
Hey, listen to me, man. The best advice I've ever professionally, I think, gotten at that point in time, and for a good bit of my adult life, was Pittsburgh is the land of opportunity. Mike Tomlin's going to be there, man, and I think you got a shot because they don't care about where you come in at. If you can play ball, you're going to make that team. Man, if I'd have gone with the feel-good, man, well, the Cleveland Browns, they love me. Man, Mayor, I'd have probably been out of the league in like 2-3 years because each coach comes in, the same with Savondre Sweat this year, right? He got a year under Mike Bergonzi, but then Mike Bergonzi traded him away because you got to be that GMs or that head coach or that offensive coordinator, that position coach type as well. That's the other side of the NFL. So that's why I say, like, yeah, I lived the life of saying, like, I got an opportunity to pick where I wanted to, but I also truly mean it when I say don't be wrong, because you can go somewhere and before you know it, they bring in 5 other guys like you, or the coach is in a position where he might get fired after a year or two, and your career is in a limbo at that point in time.
See, that's really interesting because I thought my initial thought was, okay, I'm going to scour these depth charts and see where I have the best opportunity. But
I did.
You're right in the and it's an interesting idea that the stability of the head coach that's important too.
It is, man. Like franchise stability means a lot because if they're on you really hard, and Pittsburgh also made me their priority free agent. And Tim McGee broke it down to me like this. He said, if there was an 8th round, they're picking you.
Yeah.
That's the way so I was a priority free agent with them. So I had some stock with them. They gave me more money than the other undrafted free agents that year or whatever, right?
Okay.
But it does play a point. I did look at the roster. I saw who the starters were. There were some young guys at the time. There was a guy, Anthony Capizzi was his name. He was just picked up on the roster doing a Super Bowl run and stuff like that. They had another undrafted guy that was on the team, and that year they had only taken, at my position, one other guy in the draft. And, man, I trusted Tim. I believed in what he said the Steelers were, and, Mayor, 11 years later, he didn't lie to me about if you can play ball, they're going to put you on the field, because that's exactly what happened. But you also have to be given that opportunity and have a sense of stability. And one thing that I know, your teammate, my brother always says, Savage always says, like, having OGs, the veterans on the team, really helps young players immensely. And I benefited from that, man. I'm talking about Max Starks, Justin Hartwig, former Titan as well, Chris Kimo-Atu, Willie Colon. I had a lot of OGs around me, Trey Essex, that showed me the way as well. And those dudes pushed me in practice. They made sure that my rookie duties, they told me how to do it. You'll go to some teams, man, and I know Robert Ayers, who we've been having on, man, VFL as well. When he went to Denver, he hadn't mentioned that, and I asked him about that. But, like, some of the vets on his team at the time were looking out for themselves. Like, they wouldn't, spread the good news to him, like, hey, you need to move like this, young fella. And there's no disrespect to those guys, but when you're on a team that's struggling to win, or they don't have the culture that you want inside of the building, man, guys will gatekeep ways on how to be pros until they feel like you worthy. And I'll never forget, like, being in the same space as Troy Polamalu and Troy knowing my name. Those are the types of things that having a veteran team will do for you. Ryan Clark being a part of that, equation. Casey Hampton, like, offensively and defensively, man, a lot of that stuff, it caters to your success as well by having stability and the coaching in the front office, and also having a veteran-led team.
Man, that's fascinating stuff, dude. And there are a lot of guys that are about to go through that, and it
is.
And like Blaine got tired of watching the draft, and then went to the library and studied.
Yeah,
So,
man, that's I feel them.
Yeah,
because I sat around forever, man, and had some high, but I had some real low moments.
Yeah,
in processing those nights, because it was more than one night like that as well.
Yeah.
I'll speak even more so. Like, that's what I'll give credit to Jeffrey Simmons. What he was attempting to do with a guy like T'Vondre Sweat, was show him how to be a pro. And man, it's really cool having guys like that around and in your locker room. though.
I love it.
So, yeah, Blaine is a late round guy himself.
Big Savage, Raone Foster, Ramon and Will, weekday morning 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone. Thank you, Moan. Love you, brother. Appreciate you.
Love you too, man. Enjoy the charity event tonight, man, with Babs. It's awesome stuff.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
All right, there he is, Raone Foster. Ramon and Will, weekday morning 6 to 10 on 104.5 The Zone. RallyFoundation.org. Runway, Rally on the Runway is the event he's talking about. Babs is emceeing it tonight. Slay is walking the runway. All this for pediatric cancer. That's interesting stuff from the undrafted side of things. I could have picked his brain for an hour. Maybe we'll do that one day. Appreciate you listening. We'll be right back. 3HL, you can get us on. You can watch us live, YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, and Twitch.
Twitch, please.
Follow us on X at 3HL 1045. On Instagram, 3HL. What are we on TikTok?
I think it's at 3HL 1045.
Steph manages our TikTok feed. We'll be right back. Welcome back in 3HL 1045 The Zone Thursday edition. We're going to have a big Friday talking about the NFL draft. We'll be within 2 weeks of that thing. So 2 weeks from today. Talked a lot about it today. Brent Doherty with you. Zeph Dog is here.
What up?
I don't know, man. Lady Vols have almost 5 players. They almost have a starting 5.
Not quite, but they're getting there.
2 transfers and a freshman. 2 turntables and a microphone. Northern Arizona today, Liberty yesterday. Northern Arizona today.
Yeah, I don't know how well she's going to do with a bunch of mid-majors, and yeah, that's going to be tough.
We'll see. Masters obviously underway. There is no Tiger. There is no Phil. This is the first time since 1994 that the Masters field has not included one of those guys. 91 competitors began play today at 6:40 a.m. our time. Sam Burns, 5 under, 67. Jason Day, Patrick Reed, both 3 under. Oh, Rory McIlroy crushed it. Xander Schauffele, that's who I have winning the tournament, Jeff Dog. He's 2 under par, so just right there. So we'll see how that goes. Jackson Harrington from Dixon, Tennessee, plays golf at the University of Tennessee. 4 over 76. He had 4 birdies today, 6 bogeys, and a double. So all over the card for him. Some bits of news and notes. Want a legit rebuild stat from Adam Schefter? Miami Dolphins currently have 43 players signed to league minimum contracts. More than $175 million in dead cap money. So the NFL salary cap is $301, and they can only use like $125 million. Everybody else is using $301-ish. Miami gets to use $125 million. They're going to be so bad, dude. I mean, complete rebuild. Everybody throws the term rebuild around. Yeah, but you can sure throw it around them. Quick NCAA tournament note, the defending champion has failed to reach the Sweet 16 in 8 of the last 9 NCAA tournaments. Not looking good for Michigan. Enjoy it, boys. Major League Baseball note. Zeph, you're going to love this. This is about payrolls. The Dodgers payroll is $429 million, okay?
Yeah, lots of money.
I saw 6 teams identified in total coming up $2 million short of that. So Dodgers payroll $429 million. Washington, Cleveland, Tampa, St. Louis, Miami, and the White Sox combined $427. So Dodgers $429, Washington, Cleveland, Tampa, St. Louis, Miami, and the White Sox combined at $427 million. And there are some World Series champions in there.
Yeah.
What you got?
Well, just some news from earlier today.
Yeah.
That
I love hitting news from earlier today.
Yeah, that we hit on. JP Estrella, you mentioned the Michigan thing?
Yeah.
That's where JP Estrella's going.
To Michigan.
To Michigan.
I love it. We did talk about that earlier. JP Estrella. Well, hey, man, there's a market for big men. What's funny is you used to think like you got to have a guard to win the tournament, and that's where the most outstanding player was at that position. But man, in the transfer portal, the NIL stuff, big men carry weight. So JP Estrella to Michigan, if you missed that earlier. NCAA tournament note from Cole Kubelik. Of all people, he played football, covers football, but does radio in Alabama.
A little bit of basketball ain't going to hurt nobody.
Michigan is the 5th national champion to average 90 points or more in the NCAA tournament, the first since 1990 UNLV. Brought this up a little earlier. That UNLV team was my favorite basketball team, not wearing orange and white. In 1990, they won 3 of their tournament games by 30 points. They beat Duke in the title game 103-73. They scored 131 points against Loyola Marymount in the Elite 8. They scored 100 points or more that year 16 times. Loved watching that team. You want to do a little exercise while we close this show out since it's just us?
Sure.
Let's do a little NFL mock draft with the A to Z Sports Draft Simulator. So you can do this, and it's fun. Lots of y'all are. You send us messages, and we love seeing them. Draft-simulator.a2zsports.com, or just go to the A to Z Sports website, and they'll direct you there. And you can do a 7-round thing. And so we're going to do it. We're going to do like a 3HL draft right now, okay? I'm going to lead it. Let's go with pick number 4. We have, well, I got to start the draft. Let's see. Mendoza's going to go first. No question about it. And he does. Then David Bailey, Arvell Reese. Tennessee Titans, I'm drafting for us.
Jeremiah Love.
Yeah,
that's a good pick.
So the running back from Notre Dame goes number 1. You go with that pick?
Yep, good.
Playmaker. It's hard to find in the NFL. If you can find one, get them. That kind of ideology. I know, like, everybody's like, well, running back, that's too high to go get a running back. Well, I think he's obviously more than that, but I think he helps the team in so many different ways. So, second round pick, number 35. You've got Blake Miller, offensive tackle, Clemson. TJ Parker, edge rusher, Clemson. Denzel Boston, wide receiver. R. Mason Thomas, edge. Colton Hood, cornerback. Which way you want to go?
I think we go edge right here.
TJ Parker.
Either him or R. Mason Thomas.
All right, you choose. I chose the first pick. You agreed with it.
Let's go R. Mason Thomas.
R. Mason Thomas from Oklahoma.
Yep.
Will be the pick.
I watched him live destroy the Tennessee Vols offensive line last season, so that's who we're going with.
I love how there's always a Tennessee connection.
Always got to be. So, all right, let's third round pick.
Third round pick is going to be Josiah Trotter, linebacker. Traden Stukes, we mentioned yesterday, safety. Let's see. I mean, that's basically it.
Any other wide receivers available right there?
Not really. Antonio Williams from Clemson.
No. You know what? Let's go a position. Who's the top linebacker available?
Josiah Trotter.
Let's do a linebacker. I think that's a position that they're going to want to address in this draft. Probably pretty early. Try and get that next guy in there behind Cody Barton and Cedric Gray. So let's go linebacker. So running back, edge rusher, linebacker, top 3 picks.
I'm not liking this draft really right now.
Yeah, we'll have to redo this tomorrow.
Do you think we should redo it when Babs and Slay are in here?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we're getting into round 4. Round 4, you've got Dominique Orange, defensive tackle, Zachariah Branch from Georgia, wide receiver, LT Overton, edge rusher from Alabama.
I don't like how this draft's falling to us.
I don't. Dante Corleone, defensive tackle. You know what? Let's scrap this. Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Let's do it tomorrow when Slay and Babs are here.
We need a full draft. We need a full war room. That's what it is.
You think so?
We only have a 2-person war room.
I totally agree. And I think the draft is like not falling to us because it's just us two. Like the draft's messing with us.
It needs Slay in here to like bring up the energy.
I mean, when Dante Corleone is your pick in the 4th round, I'm with you on that one. Slay and Babs with the Runway event tonight. And I'm headed there too. So looking forward to that. That's where they are if you've been missing them. We'll all be here tomorrow. We appreciate you guys for sure. Masters underway. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. NFL draft within 2 weeks. Love y'all. Have a great night. We really appreciate you guys including us in your day and in your lives. We do not take that for granted, nor do we take that lightly. Hopefully we were able to put a smile on your face at some point. 3HL is organized chaos. Have a great night. Good night. God bless.
See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya unless you are the rally on the runway.
And shout out to us stopping this ridiculous draft.
Yep.